GG, the daughters, hyenas, Cooper House, Lord from Scuba Steve was criminal. Y'all, I rock with the King X. Don't forget the Kennedy doing his million march right here on YouTube. We conducted ourselves in the most highest. The dollar likes what you make it. You can't love it, you can't hate it. It's gonna be simply what you make it. The dollar, we standing our business. The dollar, you hurt. That's exactly what it is. GG, we standing all the way aware. GG, you hurt. Yo, it's a good day to be American. Come on, guys. America. America. It's a good day to be American, GG. Yo, Donald Trump's the fucking truth, da. Ain't no one in the history of the USA, da, been standing on business like Donald Trump, da. Donald Trump been standing on fucking business, da. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, da. Pardons, Larry Hoover, da. NBA YoungBoy, what's up with Little Dirk? Oh, never mind. You GD. Donald Trump GD. He ain't fucking with the BDs. Donald Trump GD, da. So Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? He pardons, da. Larry Hoover, NBA YoungBoy, da. He ain't fucking playing, da. He's standing on business, da. That's just what it is, GG. He's partying people, da. He's partying. Yo, this shit's real, GG. This shit, yo, shout out to Make America Great Again, da. Make the trenches great again, da. Make the fucking trenches great again, Donald Trump, da. But damn, why you ain't pardon fucking, what's his name? Little Dirk, da. Who else is locked up, da? Like, you know what I'm saying? You should have pardoned the Crips, da. Nah, you ain't pardoning none of them, huh? You only pardoning NBA YoungBoy, da. And Larry Hoover. And Todd. Yo, this is real, GG. Oh, this ain't, he ain't playing. Yo, it's a good day to be GD, da. It's a motherfucking good day to be GD, da. It's a motherfucking good day to be GD. And 4K Trey. And 4K Trey, da. They souped as hell, da. 4K Trey members coming out, GG. It's a good day to be GD. It's a good day to be 4K Trey, da. It's a good motherfucking day, da. Throw up the folks, da. Throw up the folk, da. The GDs is in the door. I mean, the GDs is out the door, da. It's a good motherfucking day to be a motherfucking GD, da. It's a good day to be American, da. Donald Trump ain't playing, da. What's up with Little Dirk? What's popping with Little Dirk, Donald Trump? GG, you ain't fucking with things, da. Julie and Todd Chrisley, too. Julie and Todd Chrisley is all right, we're going to start with Julie and Todd Chrisley first, da. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start with Julie and Todd, because he, you know what I'm saying, NBA YoungBoy, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That it's happening, but let's start with Todd and that. Let's start off. The nigga, everybody's like, look at this, look at these smiles, da. It's a good day to be American. Look at she GD. She GD too. Everybody happy today.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
So what's we've been waiting for your dad to come out.
I know.
You keep thinking any minute.
I know. Yeah. Honestly, this process has been absolutely insane, and I'm just so grateful that I'm gonna leave here with my dad. My brother Grayson is there to pick up my mom, so he's waiting. President Trump signed the pardons, I think at around 3 p.m. this afternoon. And it's all due to President Trump, Alice Johnson, Ed Martin, all of them. They have truly just shown up, and they've looked at this case with a fine-tooth comb, and they've seen the corruption. And for many people that may not understand why this pardon is happening, there were Fourth Amendment violations. They accused my family of terrorism just to run a financial report. There were Brady violations. I mean, you name it, it was done in our case. They had my father's face on a dartboard, and that right there is not justice. So I'm ecstatic. President Trump's order that I got states, let me read it. I hereby designate, direct, and empower the Attorney General as my representative to sign the grant of clemency to the person named. I hereby designate, direct, and empower the acting director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons as my representative to immediately release the person. So he is to be immediately released, and I hope that the prison is going to do that shortly. So now I just sit and wait. I have literally been here. I got here at, I think it was 2 a.m. last night, and I have not gone to sleep. I did not bring any clothes with me. I did not bring a toothbrush with me. I brought absolutely nothing with me because I'm just a daughter who wants to take my dad home with me. So
what was your dad's reaction when he found out?
They didn't believe it. I think it literally came out of nowhere. As I said, I was walking into the grocery store when I got the call from the president, and I was just in such shock and in such awe that the president himself called me and took the time to let me know that my family was coming back together. And for that, I will forever be grateful that we have an administration that is reuniting families. There was not only just my parents' clemencies that happened today, but I think there were at least 10, 15, 20 others that happened today.
NBA YoungBoy!
Families that are rejoicing, getting their loved ones back. And my little sister's at home. She's called me a gazillion times. Do you have dad yet? Do you have dad yet? So now we just sit and wait.
So
were you the one who told your parents? Did you tell
Yes,
your parents?
I did.
What was that like?
It was great. It was absolutely amazing. My mom was in tears.
When you spoke with the president, what words were spoken between you and he?
Yes, all of our correspondence was on video. So he just called to let me know that he was reuniting my family. And he and my brother Grayson got to speak about the University of Alabama, where Trump just gave, where President Trump just gave the commencement speech. So it was absolutely amazing. It truly was just a human-to-human interaction. Yes, he is our president, but he's also a person with a heart.
Make America great again. Go Trump. Trump's the nigga. The dollar. Trump making history.
I've gotten so much love and so much hate, and I've had people say, I wonder what she had to do to get this pardon. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do anything other than stand firm in my beliefs and my convictions and fight for my parents and fight for what was right. And not only am I fighting for my parents, I'm literally fighting for every single man that's being left behind here today. There are so many here that deserve a second chance. And Alice Johnson said it best. This isn't just for individuals who have been.
Make America great again, girl. Go ahead, the dollar. She's right, the dollar. Let's go. Donald Trump's the G, the dollar, the biggest GD, the dollar. Donald Trump's the biggest GD of them all, the dollar. Straight up, the dollar. Folk top for life. Go ahead, Trump, the dollar. And he left Dirk in there. That's wrong, the dollar. Why you leave Dirk in there, the dollar? But you know,
wrongfully convicted. This clemency process is for individuals who have served their time, who have been rehabilitated, who maybe just the punishment didn't fit the crime. So I truly believe that Ed Martin, Alice Johnson, the president, everyone in the pardon office, they're going to stand firm in their promises that they've made to us. And this new director of the Bureau of Prisons, Billy Marshall, I mean, I truly do believe that he is what this Bureau needs. And I've gotten the opportunity to have discussions with him, and he is going to bring change. He's going to expose the corruption, and he's going to hold people accountable. And I think now in this administration, we're going to have a Bureau of Prisons that we've all wanted, which is to rehabilitate individuals. Because at the end of the day, they are going to enter back into society. So we want them to enter back into society in a safer, faster manner and be rehabilitated.
Your dad has really called out the staff here, the issues here, the
Yes.
inhumane conditions. Are you confident that they're going to handle this process fairly in terms of releasing him? I mean, they've been nice to him today.
Yeah, of course, there's individuals who are being nice today, and I think they're getting nervous. There have been some really good individuals, and I'm not going to take that away from the Bureau. Of course, there's some corruption that needs to be weeded out, but for the good ones that are here, I'm grateful for them, and due to them, we can potentially have lasting change.
That's crazy.
We gotta weed out the really crappy ones.
Can you talk about any plans your family has, short-term and long-term?
Yes. I mean, my family, we just want to get home. We want to get home. We want to be reunited. It's going to take a while. They've been behind walls for 2.5 years, and they thought they were going to be here for 12 and 7 years. So I think there's going to be some PTSD. There's going to be
King
the
Trump.
way that this system has been ran is not one that it's not one that takes individuals' mental health into account. So it's going to be a journey, but honestly, with God on our side and with the support system that we have, I have a feeling that God is going to repay us tenfold.
What's the supporters out here just waiting for your dad to get out?
Yeah, I'll wait till this truck goes by.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So there's always a truck.
Right? There's always. Honestly, I think for all the individuals that are here that have supported my family, thank you.
Oh, we're so happy.
Thank you. Just the people that have shown up here today. I know there's people at my mom's place. There's people with Trump flags flying. I mean,
yeah, that's fucking crazy. The Democrats lack up mad fucking people that was on Trump's side. They put them in a hole. Slammed them there, and left them there. GG. That shit's
this
different.
president has given people hope in a future, hope in a brighter future, not just, as people like to say, for the wealthy or the people who have campaigned for him. He is truly giving everyone a chance at a better life, and for that, I will forever be grateful.
Savannah, this is very early to ask, but people online are really wanting to know, any idea that your family might return to the screen again?
Yes, we have a new show coming out on Lifetime, and it will document all of these things, and we're excited. It's all God. We literally could not have done it. It's all God and President Trump at this point. So yes.
When was the last time your parents have spoken to each other?
My parents have not spoken to each other, heard each other's voices, or seen each other in the past 2.5 years. It has been extremely difficult. Their 29th wedding anniversary was on May 25th. So we're only a few days out from that. So when they reunite, we're going to celebrate anniversaries, birthdays, Christmases, all the things, because we're going to make up for the lost time. But I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. The past 2.5 years has taught me so much, and I am a privileged white girl. I didn't know that there was a system that operated this way. And my parents going to prison, I thank God for it, because it opened my eyes to something so much greater than ourselves. And it opened my eyes to the men and women that are in this system that need people to fight for them. And this doesn't just stop with my family. I'm going to get my parents home, and I will be back in DC, and I will continue to fight for these men and women and reforms, and especially for women in the system. We need more bills in front of Congress, and we need to make sure that these individuals are rehabilitated and we're giving them proper tools to succeed, because right now we just aren't.
What do you anticipate the process being like when you go in there?
I think they're ready to throw him out at this point. So I don't think it'll be too difficult. I think they're ready to throw him out and get him out, because we have exposed a lot of corruption, and I will continue to do so. And like I said, we have Billy Marshall, who wants the corruption being exposed. He inherited a broken system. Colette Peters, please step over here for me just for a minute. Thank you. Colette Peters, she destroyed this system. She did absolutely nothing to help the system. And I thought finally we had a woman in power. A woman
how does she know about the system?
Because we as women can accomplish a hell of a lot more than a man can.
They doing their thing, Donna. Shout out to them. They free, Donna. They free. They free. NBA YoungBoy, Donna. Todd Chrisley, Donna. Larry Hoover, Donna. Everybody's free. Breaking news. Breaking news.
The entire internet. He got the entire internet on fire. As Donald J. Trump had just released and pardoned Larry Hoover. You understand what I'm saying? The Chi-Town legend, Larry Hoover, what they call him. You got a lot of mixed reaction out there about it. A lot of people in the black community is happy that this guy has been released. He did so many years. You understand what I'm saying? And so, I don't know how the rest of his time is going to be, dished out. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm seeing a mixed reaction about this situation, right? So I don't know. I don't know how this thing is going to pan out. But it looks like Trump wants Larry Hoover free. You know what I mean? Now, Larry Hoover apparently
He
had
left
changed his
Mercy
life
here for a reason.
since he's been incarcerated. You know, he's changed his life and he's on a different path. And so sometimes being incarcerated does that to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes being incarcerated do that to you, man. You being there so long, man. You either gonna go all the way left or you gonna go all the way right. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it looks like Larry Hoover had turned his life around. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I noticed that the last few years, that people were saying that he had turned his life around and that he served a different cause now than what he did serve. You know what I mean? And so he's got the internet, man. I'm seeing a lot of people react to this, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing it like down the line. You got a lot of people celebrating, and then you got a lot of people that's out here complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? Man, unbelievable stuff, man. I'm kind of shocked by that. I didn't see this one coming. You know what I'm saying? But again, way before this, they said Larry Hoover had changed his life. You know? And sometimes people can do that. Sometimes people can change their life. You know what I'm saying? People get inside, they find God. You know what I'm saying? They change their life. You know, some cats, they'll go all the way left. You know what I mean? So it all depends on what you do with your time while you in there. You understand what I'm saying? All the days in between, the day you go in and the day you come out, everything in between is what you do for yourself to either better yourself or put yourself in a worse situation. You know what I mean? And so, from all accounts, Larry Hoover, you know what I mean? Larry Hoover has been moving in a way where he's trying to make things right in his life and in the lives of others from what we're hearing. You know what I'm saying? So, first of all, I want to salute him for changing his life because that's what they said he's been doing is he's been changing his life. So, I want to salute him for that. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, that's what they said he's done. You know what I mean? And so, like I said before, man, you know, hey, man, I don't want to see the young guys that's coming out here, you know, taking each other out. A lot of guys, they're not even living to see 25, 30 years old, man. That's a real situation. That's why I'm so hard in the situations like with Diddy and these guys, man. Like, bro, y'all celebrating this stuff by him getting off and shit. Like, that's putting a bad taste and a bad example in these young fellas' mouth that's supposed to be doing something correct and coming up the right way. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm such a hard speaker against Diddy, so guys won't get caught up like he got caught up, or like, Larry Hoover got caught up, or other guys did a whole lot of other time, man. You don't want guys to be able to do that. You know what I mean? You want to be able to, you know, stay blessed and be in a blessed area. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where you really want to be at in life, man. But again, you know what I'm saying?
Pop it, Cap.
What's going on? I want to say something. He not free yet.
The whole world's about to be free, Dundada. He freed mad niggas, Dundada.
But
That nigga part of the mad niggas, Dundada.
Larry Hoover's not free.
Not right now at the moment.
He owes the state 200. He got a 200-year sentence in Chicago State Prison that he got to go face now.
He got to go face.
Hopefully they let him out.
All right. But everybody else is free. Everybody, the only one that's going back, the only one that was going back is Larry Hoover, the only one going back for that.
I don't know. I didn't read who he freed. I know he freed
the mayor of the New York, the nigga that was in that federal shit, the mayor there, I think with the Diddy shit, if I'm not mistaken. He freed Todd and Chrissy, the two white people, the white people, the YouTubers, the two YouTubers. I mean, I could show you everybody he freed. You know what I'm saying? We could go to it. Yo, what's good, you piece of love?
Hey, what's up? What's up, y'all? What's up? What's going on?
I was looking at, so I didn't even see that. Yeah.
I hope the state let him free, man. That man's rehabilitated, man.
They're showing that the justice system is working out, GG. Let me see if I can see who he freed. Let me see. Who did he pardon? Oh, Todd Chrisley. Do you know them? Do you know them?
Yeah.
The people. You know them people.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. They
YouTube.
free now. That's what's up. Cause them people was. I used to watch them. They were straight. You know what I'm saying? They were straight. I used to watch them. You know what I'm saying? They were straight. Fucking the mayor. 15 people. NBA YoungBoy is freed.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not free yet.
Pardon list. Yeah, NBA YoungBoy's pardon. His pardon is good. So NBA YoungBoy's pardon is good. Todd and Chrisley, they free. They coming home right now. They kids waiting for them right outside the jail right at this moment as we speak. The kids just outside the jail waiting for them to get released.
Oh, so he Larry Hoover only got commuted for his federal sentence, right?
Right. Yeah. He didn't get. Trump can't commute him for a state sentence because Trump doesn't have jurisdiction over the state.
Yeah, facts. That's offending.
Friday's in the building. What's criminal with everybody on this bitch? I just decided to hop my little ass up here for a little bit, see what's going on in this motherfucker.
Donald Trump's treating the G's, thinking he's making history. You seen that?
Y'all making history. I'm trying to get famous.
Nigga, I said Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Yeah.
Did you hear about this? Did you see the part with
Donald Trump pardoned Larry Hoover? He pardoned Larry Hoover and NBA YoungBoy and like 15 people.
Wait. You talking about Larry Hoover on the ball shit, on the game shit? That's Larry, free Larry, on God, free Larry. 7-4 to the word blow on Larry Hoover, free Larry, on the game, free Larry.
Yeah, facts. The GD dude.
7-4 to the world blow on Shorty Day, but King Red on Shorty Day. You feel me?
What you say?
You feel me? I know about that shit, bro. My folks GD to the heart, bro. We 7-4s over here, bro. We wear their butt black over his side, black flats and everything, but I don't wear mine. You feel me? Because
I
got mine hanging
a lot of folk. You got a lot of folk cousins. I know you do, though. I know you do. But he's not free.
Yo, they need to let him go though, man. That man been in prison.
Okay, bro. So,
for
bro,
about
it
50
ain't.
years.
Listen, it's like an organization, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's like an organization. You feel me? Or like,
They need to let that man free.
Free Larry.
Yeah. But so the major that was in the Diddy situation, who was he? Do you remember him?
Man, fuck Diddy. You remember him? Don't make my blood.
You remember him, Kev?
Nah, I don't remember the mayor.
The mayor that got locked up with the Diddy situation. Didn't he get knocked off or something? Who's that against the cap? What's good against the cap?
I don't know what the mayor got.
He back. You talking about Mayor Adams? He good now. You talking about Mayor Adams?
I got some more paper over there.
Yeah.
You use top paper.
Oh,
I got
he pardoned Mayor Adams.
If you need it, just come and ask me. I gotta find it. I got you.
So your boy Larry Hoover's back. He back on the street.
Larry Hoover, bro.
He's not back in the street.
I thought this supposed to be
still owes a state sentence. He's not back.
Yo, Friday. Let niggas talk, bro.
He owes 200 years to the state system. Trump can't pardon that. Trump don't have jurisdiction over the state. He only could pardon his federal sentence. He now has to go to the state, and hopefully they let him go.
Yeah.
So what you think the state gonna say?
I mean, you gotta wait till you get there.
Man, the state ain't gonna listen to Trump.
No, Trump don't got no jurisdiction over the state at all.
And they got 200 years over there in the state, but that's a lot. That's worse than some fucking life. 200 years.
Okay, so Izzy got breaking news because everybody around the country is saying that Larry Hoover is getting out. So you telling me Izzy got breaking news?
Listen, Larry Hoover has a 200-year sentence in the state of Illinois that he has to face. Yes, he's been pardoned
from the feds.
He's pardoned from the federal system, but he's not free.
That's what I'm saying. So we got breaking news. So he's not coming home. He still got to deal with the state. That
he still got to deal with a state sentence.
Nobody's talking about that.
So you know Todd and Chrissy, the reality stars, the reality stars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they kids is right outside the jail cells right now, Dundada. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he pardoned them. Yo, they got away with stealing a lot of money.
Yeah, bro, they frauded the loan system, all types of shit.
Yeah.
And he pardoned them. They ain't got to give back shit now. That sentence is done.
Well, what they was like the fraud shit. They're not
they stole money.
They was lying on their loans. Like they was getting loans and they was lying on it.
Yo, they seem like some righteous ass people, them right there, Dundada. I swear to God, they seem pure. I used to watch them too. I fucked with them.
Bro, it's a lot of people that do that, bro. It's a lot of people locked up for lying on loans and mortgage loans and all that. A lot of people lie about their income.
Yeah. Yeah, that's different, Dada. So NBA YoungBoy got powder. So the NBA YoungBoy powder is straight through.
But is that true though? I looked it up and then Googled it, and I didn't see nothing come up like I saw when I saw Larry Hoover. Like when I saw Larry Hoover, I saw NBC, ABC. When I looked up YoungBoy, I didn't see the same thing.
It's because Larry Hoover got a whole different type of effect on the culture, Dada. He's like a fucking a GD fucking like. Gang member lord Dundada. So NBC Chicago is gonna rate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really gonna pick up the who else? 15 people got pardoned, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Todd and Chrissy, they reality stars, so they shit's hitting. Fucking NBA
YoungBoy should be hitting, bro. That's NBA YoungBoy.
But he's free though. He's already free.
Yeah, that's what I said. But they talking about pardoning his parole. Like, cause the only thing
he had federal probation. He had federal probation. So
yeah, that's the only thing they would be pardoning. But when I looked it up, I didn't see the same shit that I saw. Like when I saw fucking when I looked up the Todd Chrisley, when I looked up the Larry Hoover, it was on ABC, NBC. Like I'm like,
I feel like because he's not coming home from jail, maybe because he's already home. You know what I'm saying? NBA YoungBoy's already home, so he's not actually coming home from jail, Dundadas. You know what I'm saying? These other people, they actually getting let go from the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying? From the prison. So them niggas is coming from a tragic situation to being free again. Free at last. NBA YoungBoy's already in the crib, Dundada. He was already free.
Today free. Today.
Let me ask y'all this.
I just read it. NBA YoungBoy. I just read it. NBA YoungBoy has been pardoned. He was supposed to get out July 2025. He's pardoned him today.
Okay, so let me ask you.
So he could go on tour. He could go chain. He could do whatever he wants. He couldn't make money in a long ass time. NBA YoungBoy. Now he can finally go get money.
What do you think the outcome of this shit is with Larry Hoover? What do you think is going to be the end game?
I mean, we can't think about that because he got to go face another jurisdiction. He has to go face a state court. Which I mean, we know how the state runs. The state now.
But Kevin, it's already looking like the agenda has already been put in place.
Nah, they don't. The state don't.
You think they will go?
The state don't have nothing to do with federal.
But
the state don't follow federal laws.
I get what you're saying, You're saying that this thing is known for laying shit down like a perm, and that's what
he got 200 years sentence for murder over there.
Yeah,
but we know they work with each other, bro. We know that the Fed and the state they work with each other when
they don't work with each bro. They don't not work. They don't work with each other
when they want to. When they want to, not all the time.
I'm telling you, they don't work with each other on jurisdiction. They work with each other on sending prisoners from the state to the
I know,
feds.
but I'm just saying when they want my nigga, the state need favors from the federal government more than the federal government need favors from the state. Let's be real.
The federal government didn't pardon Larry Hoover. They didn't want him to get out. Trump pardoned Larry Hoover, not the federal government.
Trump is the federal government.
Listen to me.
Trump is the president.
Trump is the federal government.
Trump is the president of the United States who works for the federal government.
The United States of America. Hey, Kevin, come on, man. The United States of government is the federal government. So
we understand that, but what I'm telling you is this: the federal government had nothing to do with Larry Hoover getting out of prison. Trump is able to pardon people on his own without the government having any say so.
Trump is running the federal government, dog.
He's not running the federal government. The federal government runs Trump. Trump, the federal government can veto anything he passed as legislational law. They can't veto this because this is a presidential pardon. It's different. Federal government has nothing to do with
who got say so. Presidential pardon. Trump got say so.
Trump has to say so in the presidential pardon because the government has nothing to do with that. But any law that Trump tries to pass, the government can veto it if they choose.
This ain't a law. We're not talking about law. See,
I'm talking about. You're not listening, man. Just listen for a minute. I'm gonna break it down to you.
I think hold on. Let me say something. I think it's because the same people who was gonna lock up Donald Trump, they still work there for the feds. The same people who got him in the
law, two different things. Law and pardon is two different things. Law and pardon. Law, you need a Senate. You need people to help you make a law. A pardon goes strictly through the president. Strictly to one person.
The president doesn't have jurisdiction over the state at all. No jurisdiction at all.
And I understand that. You're right.
So he can, so what he did, the state don't gotta abide by that shit.
Exactly. You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong about that. You're absolutely right. But what I'm saying is we all know that the state needs the government more than the government needs the state. Where do the state funding come from? The government. Come from the federal government.
The state funding comes from the citizens of the United States. The federal government funding comes from the citizens of the United States.
Bro,
listen to me.
You see what Trump is doing right now to Harvard?
Everything that's a funding far as for people. Yes, it comes through the government. The state don't make funding for the people.
The states, bro, Kevin, the states get a lot of money. But they also get money from the federal government.
All states get money from the federal government. But the federal government, listen, the federal government doesn't have nothing to do with this. Trump don't got nothing to do with the federal government's policies.
I'm not saying he do, but what I'm saying is we know when it comes to the justice system, it's not justice for us, it's justice for them. So if a nigga make a call to the little nigga, he say, yo, my nigga, I just pardoned this nigga. I need you on a state level to let that nigga go, and I'm gonna take care of you. They gonna do it.
It don't work like that.
I get what you're saying.
It don't.
I understand what you're saying. I got it right now. It says no. The president of the United States cannot pardon the inmate for a state conviction. The president's clemency power. It say the president's clemency power granted by the Constitution applies only to federal offenses, not to those committed under state law.
Hey, peace and love. That's not the argument. I told him he's right about that. I said he's right about that. He's 100% right about that. I'm not saying he's wrong. What I'm saying is that now that the federal government has gave him a pardon, that you don't think that they're gonna call down to the state level like on some OG shit and say, right, look, homie, do a favor for me, I do a favor for you, my nigga. Hey,
I want to say something about that. The government did not pardon Larry Hoover. Let's get to that part. Donald Trump did. Donald Trump doesn't give the state anything.
Listen, I said,
you don't understand.
How many times we got to repeat the same thing? You're right about that, Kevin. We know that. We know that. All I'm keep saying is that I feel that the state level and the federal government is going to call down to the state and say, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Hey, if you need 100 mil, I got you on the next time you need 100 mil. Hey, matter of fact, when you need 50 million, let me know.
Donald Trump can't make that call. He don't have that jurisdiction. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The president is a puppet, man, and people don't understand that. He's a face of foreign policies for America. He goes to different countries, he debates, he does that, but he don't make laws.
So you saying Donald Trump can't just go to any state yard and go get niggas out real quick?
Hell no. He don't have that jurisdiction. The government overrules Donald Trump. Donald Trump can make a law right. Who would be able to
let somebody out of the state yard? If there's a warden there, so you can't pay the warden off. Can the warden drop your sentence? In the state yard, can
a warden don't have that jurisdiction. The state does.
A warden can't even do that?
No. A warden can't let you out of prison. He don't have that jurisdiction. He's the warden of a prison. He's not the warden of the state.
Yeah.
the state of Illinois, which I hope they let him out because he done did 50 years damn near or more. I think he got locked up in 1973, right?
They might consider it. They might consider it because I think didn't he exhaust all his appeals? So only a president or a judge might can get that recommendation for a resentencing
Now a
or some shit like
judge
that.
can override his sentence in the state. A judge can let him go, but the president don't have nothing to do with that. He can, if he calls somebody, they don't even got to listen to him. Donald Trump can't make those type of decisions.
Yeah, I feel it.
So you trying? So really, he can't put his hands. He can't put his hands nowhere near that.
Nope.
Period. At all.
Nope. They don't even got listen. They don't even got to listen to him. He can't. They gonna do what they want. Especially, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if Illinois. I don't know if Chicago is Illinois is a Democratic state. I don't know that part. I don't know if they Democratic or Republican. I don't know if they overrode by the Republicans or the Democrat. But if it's Democrat, they not fucking with Donald Trump. He can't even call them and say nothing. They don't even like him.
Man.
But I'm hoping that they let Larry Hoover out of jail, man. That man been in jail half his life.
All right, so what's gonna happen now? Larry Hoover's gonna go to the court for thing, and what they could do. They could drop the charge. What's gonna happen?
No, he's put it this way. He's not going to court. He's going to jail. And then they have to set up a court hearing for him if they decide to. He has a 200-year sentence already in the in the state court, in the state system. He already has a 200-year sentence. I mean, they sentenced him already. He's going to an Illinois state prison, maybe to try to appeal or whatever, or to get back in court for the 200-year sentence that he has. He has to go to he's going to prison now.
So now they're gonna set up appeal dates and stuff like that, so he could start going to court and state court.
I mean, he gotta actually have those issues still available to him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the difference. You know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they free him, but we want to be.
So it's still free Larry.
Yeah, it's still free Larry because Larry Hoover ain't free right now.
He ain't free. And
they haven't officially confirmed that he was free. They just said they could that Trump community.
No, he's free from the federal system. He's free. He has to wait for the state to come get him now. Now, I mean, they have a certain amount of time to come get him. Also, I mean, this can happen.
Years? They coming.
Yeah, they can't just hold him in the federal. He's actually a free federal inmate right now, and the state got a certain amount of days to come and get him.
Okay.
So I guess getting life up off you is freedom. I guess you have a chance to really fight now, right? I think that is kind of freedom when you get life.
Now this is another thing. If he went straight to the federal system, he doesn't have any time in for the state charge.
Yeah, right.
That's another whole scenario.
Yeah, he got not one day. Fuck.
So how do he get free from the state? He got to get the governor, right? So the governor
the governor has to say he's willing to pardon.
So basically, Trump got to be tied into the governor. Who's the governor? Is the governor?
Actually, I'm gonna say this. The mayor can also free him.
Yeah, but is the governor tied into Trump? What state is that? Is that state of
Illinois? Illinois.
So is it red or blue?
That's the point. I don't know that part.
It can't. Oh, all right.
I think he gonna get all the way free. I think he's gonna get all the way free.
Looking at his age and how much time he done already did, man, he ain't got no like power like that to do nothing no more. Like as far as all of the books and shit that he wrote.
He's the leader. He's the leader of the GDs. He controls everything.
I'm gonna say this to you right now. Larry Hoover has been in jail longer than we have been born, I believe.
But bro, they still go by code.
I'm gonna say this right now. Listen. I'm gonna say this. He's written books to say he's denounced that himself. He's written books from prison to say.
Go by code, though.
Now, listen. That don't mean anything if he denounces it himself. It doesn't mean what the codes they go for and all of that. Listen, changing your life. Listen, that man has done over 50 years in prison, I believe. Now I'm gonna say this to you.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, he
doing all that time, your life changes, man. He's written books and he's tried to even get things out to society if he could to stop the gang.
Use him as Kevin. What do you think they're gonna use him as? They're gonna use him to change society. They're gonna use him to change society. They're gonna try if they can use him to make
if he gets now when he goes to state prison with all that he has on his back, he's not going in regular population. First of all,
what if he never sees state prison? What if he get it? What if he get about?
He has to go to state prison first, and even in order to get a hearing to get pardoned by the state, he has to go to state prison.
Okay. All I'm saying, so he go there, he get pardoned from there. You like these? I don't. You know, white people they work strange, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm saying this. I hope they don't come get him and they let him go from there.
They gonna let him go. All I'm saying is once you the biggest thing that he got on his side is the president pardoning. Once you got the president pardoning you, my nigga, you good.
The president has pardoned plenty of people.
Nobody want to go against the
president. That's in state prison right now. Who wants that's been pardoned by the president that's still in state prison.
But listen, who wants to go against the president, my nigga?
Especially that's not going against the president. That's the law. The president don't have nothing.
Yeah, but the governor can still pardon him. Once the president pardon him, the governor can pardon him.
Yes, he can. But let's be realistic about what we're saying. Let's go from the realistic points. That they don't have to abide by what the president just did. They don't have to follow those footsteps. They have no.
Hey, we don't know. Hey, we don't know if he's all the way free from all of that, though. We don't know if he's free from. We know he's free. We know he's free from the Sped. But we don't know if he went all the way through for the state yet. They haven't announced it.
He doesn't. He's not free from the state. And he still has a sentence. He's been sentenced in the state to 200 years.
But that's now,
when he leaves the federal system, he has to go to state prison to actually get a hearing to go to court. Now, if he has any appeal issues for that, then he will be. He will have.
And listen, you're absolutely right. And if I'm the governor of a state, and I see my president pardon someone like him, I don't want to go against my president because I'm gonna need something from my president within the next 4 years.
Now, the president.
So you saying nobody not going to stand in the way?
Again, the president doesn't give the state nothing, man.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you how the business works. This is called business, man. Business. Think about it. Business. At the end of the day, nigga, I need funding from my federal government. If my federal
government doesn't have nothing to do with this sentence or this pardon or any of that.
You keep saying that, bro. You keep saying
I'm telling you the facts of it.
Bro,
you're telling me what
I get what I'm saying.
A governor did. The president don't have no jurisdiction over the state at all. He can't do nothing to them.
Bro, Kev, that's not what I'm talking about. You keep talking about, I know that legally, and I know all that.
Gangsta guy, I think he's trying to say this, Kev. Like, maybe the president could offer the mayor a job, a higher job or something, and he's like, all right,
bro, listen what I'm saying. I rock. Say you the governor of Rhode Island. You the governor of Rhode Island. Say I'm the president, right, of the United States. Say I pardon somebody. I pardon somebody of your city. I pardon a nigga from your city, right? At the end of the day, your Rhode Island providers still need federal funding. You call me for federal funding. You steal money. You need money. So I pardon somebody. You know I pardon somebody. Now, if I pardon that nigga in your city, I'm looking to you to pardon him. If you don't pardon him, what do you think the first thing I'm going to say to you? Don't ask me for shit.
The state doesn't ask the president. The president don't have no jurisdiction on funding for the state at all. The government does. The government does, not the president.
What do you think the federal government is? The federal government.
The president is nobody. The president is a peon in the federal government. He's just a mouthpiece.
No, you're tripping.
I'm telling the truth. Go Google it. Google it, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Google what I'm talking about. The president works for the government.
Bro, that's not true.
The government don't work for the president.
Bro,
listen. If Donald Trump made a law right now, the government could veto it and ain't nothing, and he can't pass that shit.
It has to go through the Senate. If Donald Trump make a law, it got to go through the Senate. We know that.
All right, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Donald Trump does not fund any state in America.
Bro,
The government does. The Senate,
bro, do you not know Donald Trump? What Donald Trump is stopping the funding in Harvard right now? What are you talking about?
Donald Trump is taking Harvard. Listen.
Harvard fund right
Donald Trump ain't stopping nothing for Harvard unless the government goes along with him to stop that. Donald Trump can't stop no funding for Harvard. It don't come from him.
He already did, my nigga. It's already been stopped.
Listen, they're going to court for it. He didn't stop shit.
What do you mean? You don't have to go to court if he didn't stop it. You only go to court when shit is stopped, my nigga.
Listen, they're going to court so that he can't stop the funding.
No, that's not how it works. You go to court because shit is stopped and you trying to stop it.
No, listen, wait. Let me explain.
You don't go to court because something not stopped. Listen to what you're saying, Kevin. Kevin, listen what you're saying. You saying they're going to court because they're trying to stop them from not stopping.
If he gets people to back him to say that they're going to stop the funding at a certain point.
It was stopped.
Right? Listen.
Federal funding for Harvard has been stopped. A private college, federal funding has been stopped. $100 million. Google it. $100 million. Pay attention. 100 million. 100 million. Now he got a phone call. He coming right back. $100 million got stopped at Harvard, y'all.
Hey, Cap. So you trying to say that white motherfucking goddamn Donald Trump play a dirty game? Bitch, don't get in my business, bitch. Don't get in my business, bitch. If I make a move, I nod my head. You better come along with me.
No, what I'm saying is Kevin is right. The state the federal government don't control the state. And I'm not saying they do. But what I'm saying is, how often do the state go against the federal government? When you need money from the federal government. The federal government has the money. They control the money.
I'm going to come back here, right? I'm going to come back here and I'm going to tell you where you're wrong at. Donald Trump, listen, I just read it. Donald Trump is trying to stop, and the government is trying to stop the federal funding from Harvard. They have not stopped anything. They're going to court right now because Harvard is appealing what he's trying to put in. Nothing has been stopped yet, like I said. He can't just do that. You got to go to court to do that. You can't just do that. Donald Trump got judges that's over him. He can't just stop nothing. He ain't got that power.
And we just seen that. We just seen that with Obama. We just seen that with Obama. Obama couldn't do a goddamn thing.
The president ain't got no power like that to stop.
Obama couldn't do shit.
He got to go to court. He can't just tell them people they ain't getting no money. That don't work like that. Like I said to you, you don't have that power. People get it misconstrued because they tell you, oh, every 4 years you got to vote for the president. Listen, let me tell you where your money comes from, what you're supposed to do. Your local legislative leaders is who you should mainly vote for. They tricked you into saying vote for the president and he has the highest power. And that's bullshit. Your local legislation dictate how much money your city gets or your state. Not Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just a fucking a mouthpiece for foreign policies. That's really it. He don't control nothing. He don't control anything. And the people in America, people in America were smart.
Stop me white before they come look. This nigga say he a mouthpiece of foreign policy.
I'm just speaking the facts. I don't give a fuck if they like it or not. Somebody got to educate us. We can't be stupid all our lives, man. Thinking that the president got power like that. He doesn't.
Yeah, Cat's working for the nigga who popped the president. That's what Cat's.
Listen, I'd rather enlighten my people on what we need to know than to let us be dumbed down by the government.
All I'm saying is I know these niggas work together. That's all I'm saying.
Brother, I get what you. All right, look, this is what you're trying to say. This is what you're saying, against the guy. You actually saying that the government could do some. Maybe some, you know what I'm saying, work for me type shit. You know what I'm saying, illegal shit. But
listen,
the law.
Stop saying the government and say the president. Say the president.
Yeah, the president.
Because the president don't have jurisdiction to hire outside of his regime.
I feel like the president he puts in office for his. Donald Trump is, if he gave this nigga a pardon, please believe he talking to niggas in the States and like, yo, my nigga, let the nigga go. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because he's a dirty bitch. Yeah, cause he a dirty bitch. That's what you talking about on a level like that. Other than that, he can't go through that, do that like that. But Trump, yeah, Trump a dirty bitch.
I'm gonna say this.
He gonna try
I'm
some shit.
hoping that they let Larry Hoover out, right? Because I want Larry Hoover to be free as a black man. He deserves to be free. There's white people that have done way more than Larry Hoover that has been set free. I'm saying this for us as black individuals, men. I want us to be enlightened on laws and jurisdictions of foreign of presidents and governors and all of that, and the government and the Senate and all that shit. I want us to be enlightened on how it works, not what we guessing. I want us to be enlightened on how it works. That the government, that the president don't have more power than the government, and the president has no jurisdiction over the state of any state in America. He doesn't.
Yeah, you're right. But
so I want us to go about it the right way so that when people listen to us, I don't want them saying, well, they're saying this and that's not true. And they say, I want to go by it the right way. Now we hoping that the state pardons Larry Hoover. Yes, we are. Everybody here.
They going to because Trump got the power. Because he's the
Trump
president.
Don't have, listen. Trump don't have no power, brother.
No, what I'm saying is they're gonna listen to him. Not that he has the power to do it. That's where you getting it misconstrued. I'm not saying that he has the power to do it. What I'm saying is they look up to this nigga. He big homie, just like in the gang. Trump big homie, my nigga.
Who look up to him?
What big homie? Nigga, all these niggas look up to him.
Nah, man, you got it wrong, man.
Nigga, what?
You got listen. So listen. Who's trying to impeach him right now if they're looking up to him?
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
You got states that's trying to impeach him right now as we speak. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's go about it the right way. Let's do it the right way and give everybody the right to jurisdictions that the president has and don't have. Let's not just say.
We know that, bro. We not having a right jurisdiction argument. This not about jurisdiction. If we was talking about jurisdiction, then we wouldn't even be talking because I know that he don't have no jurisdiction. This is not about jurisdiction. This is about one hand washing the other. I know how the business work, nigga. You look out for me, I look out for you.
We talk now. Listen, you talking in a shoulda, woulda, coulda, or you talking in a shoulda, woulda, coulda form. We don't have.
Governor want to be a president one day.
I want to say this. Let me say this. You're talking in a guessing standpoint. You're guessing that because we don't have no proof to say that the state is going to listen to him and whatever. We don't have no proof on that.
No, I'm not guessing.
That's a guessing point. What I'm trying to do is enlighten us on how it works so that the people listening to us will have an understanding of that and not listen to a guessing point.
What? I walked in the courtroom and watched niggas that should be going to jail for 20 years get probation and niggas that should be getting probation get 20 years.
Yes, that has taken place. I mean, that has taken place. Yes. But that's not through jurisdiction of no.
Okay. No, but we not talking about jurisdiction. We know
lawyers make that happen. A lawyer can pay a prosecutor and get you.
Okay, so what do you think a president can make happen? You think a president can't clean a nigga hand? Nigga,
we not listen. I don't want to go through a debate about that because we don't know. I want to talk about how it works, not debate about something that we guessing. That's a guess.
We know how it works. Hey, but bro, you're right. I'm not saying you wrong.
It might go that way though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, if we gonna talk about bro, listen to me though. Look, Kev, if we talking about that, I need you right. If we talk about everything you talk about, you're right, Kev. I know you're right. You're 100% right if we talking about that. Hold up. You're 100% right. I know you're right. But all I'm saying is I'm talking about reality in 2025. It's all about who you know, how close you are to these niggas. Where is the nigga trying to be in life? Are you trying to be a governor? Are you trying to be a future vice president? These niggas be trying to get in where they fit in.
Listen, we want to give it to the people the right way. We don't want to say what we guessing.
Fix me in. That's all I'm telling you. My nigga, if y'all think the fix ain't in for Larry Hoover to come home, y'all crazy. The fix is in.
I want to say this.
Guess what? Right. Listen, let me tell you something. I guarantee you, whoever the state governor is that's not a part in Larry Hoover gonna run for president next. I bet you the fix is in.
I bet you the fix. That don't have nothing to do with running for the president.
No. Yes, it does. That's what they're gonna do. No. Guess what they do? They setting up the listen to me. Let me land. They setting up the campaign. The
campaign don't got nothing. Listen,
Trump,
that's one state. One state
Trump
can't.
Tell that nigga, I'm gonna back you. You run for president. We're gonna make sure you on point. My nigga, the black people gonna support you no matter what. Why? Because you let Larry Hoover free.
The people don't decide the president. Go look at what you need to look up. And
Yo, bro, I know the electoral vote. I know.
That ain't got the people ain't got. Al Gore beat George Bush.
Bro, I know.
In every state. And electoral votes he lost.
I know. All we do is the popularity vote, but it helps. The popularity vote. If you got the popularity vote, you don't got to worry about chaos.
Al Gore had the popularity. Al Gore won the people's vote. He lost the electoral votes and he lost the presidency.
That's why I said I'm not gonna argue with you because you know what you're talking about. You right. If you right, I'm gonna tell you you're right.
My thing is right. Like I said, everybody on this panel wants Larry Hoover to be free. Everybody here, we know that
he deserved to be free.
But I want to give it to the people the right way because we're not the only ones who's going to listen to this podcast when it's over.
All I'm saying is you don't think they using Larry Hoover as a pawn? You don't.
I really don't. I'm gonna say this right here.
You don't think
that man has waited? Hoover? That man has waited 50 years or more to get.
And why now? And why now?
I'm gonna say this right now. For Trump, this looks good because remember he has to run for president. He can't run no more. I don't believe. But if he can, I'm not gonna say that because they changed it.
That's my point.
I'm gonna say this right here.
That's why
I'm gonna say this right here. It would look. Listen, it looks good for Trump amongst our people to pardon Larry Hoover at this point.
A black man, and then it also looks good.
Now, I want to say this.
That's real.
Whoa, don't end it.
The percentage of voters.
Bro, Kev, you ended it. It also looked good for the governor, whoever the state governor is, to also pardon him. Why? Because he could be the next runner for president. Come on, don't end it, man. Tell the truth.
You're running for. Listen, that's only one state, man. That's not a worldwide thing. That's not a countrywide thing. I'm gonna tell you this. Illinois is one state in the United States of America.
But are they not? But Kevin, they put play together.
Now, I want to say this: Trump is not liked by half of this country. So no matter what he does, with all he has done, the people still ain't gonna like his motherfucking ass.
Bro, he won the presidency. At the end of the day, he became president. What are you talking about? He's not liked by half of the country. He became president.
The electoral votes come from who?
Come on, Kev. It comes from the government.
Electoral vote. Listen, there's more red states.
It comes from the Senate. It comes from the government, the council.
All right. Electoral votes don't come from the people, right?
Okay, but you're right. But that's all that matters.
The government itself could care less if Larry Hoover gets out of jail
but that's
or not.
all that matters.
That doesn't matter. They don't give a damn if he get out of jail or not. We do.
Hey, bro,
we do.
You know they fucked up.
We care if Larry Hoover get out of jail. Hey, bro, all of us want Larry Hoover to be free.
Hey, let's keep it real. You know they fucked up, Kev. They let Larry Hoover out, and the white man did it before the black man. They fucked up. Let's just keep it real. Well, we lost the next presidency. We lost the next presidency.
I'm gonna ask you this.
We lost the
next the black man.
There's no win. There's no way in him.
Barack Obama's mother is related to.
Hold on. Yo, Ray, you got something to say about that? About the president, or you just listening in?
There's no way that we win the next presidency. Right. There's no way that you get another Democratic president when these niggas just released motherfucking Larry Hoover. You do know that when they run for president, when the next presidency election comes, Larry Hoover will be on the stage with the Republicans. You do know that it will be blue bandanas all through the.
Listen, man. Stop just talking. Stop just flabbergasting out your mouth. Right? Larry Hoover's not going to be on no stage with no president.
What? You crazy?
He's not gonna be on no stage with no president. You don't like
Kevin.
how much power you think this man got? He had a power over some black people in a state that's done a lot of harm. They're not gonna put him up there for no presidency.
I rock. What you think? I rock. What you think? Is Larry Hoover gonna be on stage with the president next election?
Beyonce, I mean, he pardoned like 15, like he pardoned like 15 people. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, his last presidency, he pardoned people also.
Hey, Izzy, they put Megan Thee Stallion on stage. They put Gorilla on stage. You think they
got paid to go up there to do? They got paid to do that.
Okay, and they're gonna pay.
They ain't paying Larry Hoover, who's a convicted felon for killing a whole bunch of people allegedly.
They pardoned him.
Put him on a presidency on a presidency stage.
If they pardon him, why not use him? If you pardon him, why not use him?
Listen, use him for what?
What you mean? For the black vote? What do you
man? Listen to me. Half of the people in America today don't even know Larry Hoover.
What?
What you mean? What? Name some young people that know Larry Hoover.
Damn.
Bro, you talk about white people. All the young people know about Larry Hoover because Little Dirk.
Little Dirk ain't GD. What are you talking about?
It don't matter, nigga.
It's not Larry Hoover. It's David something.
Ray is right. Ray is right. Tell Ray right. Everybody know about Larry Hoover because of Dirk, nigga.
Nah, but Dirk, they're not Larry Hoover, bro. They something else. They David. Why are they peace and love? Peace and love. What's BD?
No, I'm saying this right here. I'm saying this right here.
Same thing.
I'm saying this right here. As a person that has been following this stuff for years before Donald Trump even thought about being the president. Yes, I'm one of the people that's for Larry Hoover being free from the state, the federal government, the state, all of that shit. He deserves to be free. After all the time he's done, the rehabilitations, the books he's wrote, all of that, he deserves to be free.
Can you hear me, Rock?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah. It's black disciples, Izzy. Black disciples.
Yeah, black disciples though. That's David something though. King David.
Easy, take that off the screen, man. Too much free promo.
What are you talking about?
You got that shit on the screen, the comment, that free promo.
Oh nah, he good. I get, you know what I'm saying?
That's my nigga. I know who Shano is. That's Shano. That's still too much free promo. That's Shano.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah, I know.
Well, shout out to him, Dada. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, Dada.
Hold on. I can't see his name, but the brother on the bottom was saying something. I want him to give his elaboration on what.
I'm talking when you take the comment, make us bigger. Yeah, I know Shano. Everybody knows Shano.
Hold on. The brother on the bottom, the bottom left. I don't know his name because I can't see it.
That's great. That's great.
He was saying something. I want to hear his elaboration on what we're talking about.
Ray, what you were saying?
I was saying that when you guys said the president don't got done, well,
jurisdiction.
These presidents, you do get pardons. We already know that. That's besides the point. Our point was about how getting Larry Hoover up on stage with Donald Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Larry Hoover's gonna go up on stage with Donald Trump just because Larry Hoover already knows what's going on in the back of his head getting out of prison. How society works. He's not no dummy. He knows the government's running this shit.
But the government let him out, right?
Yeah, but he knows the government.
Well, let's say that. I'm gonna correct y'all again. The government did not let Larry Hoover out of jail. The president did. The government had no say in that.
Whoa. Would you say the president?
Hold on. Ray's saying,
not the government.
Yeah, Ray's saying that Larry Hoover, he coming out of jail, older age, so that he already know what's going on, so he's backing away from that shit. He don't want no.
Okay, and now Izzy, hold on. Let me ask Izzy a question. Let me ask Izzy a question. Now, Izzy, do you think a nigga like that could back away when niggas is letting you out? You got a job to do, man.
Well, I want to say something about the pardons.
Yo, hold on. Let me finish saying what I'm saying. Let me land.
But that doesn't mean that how he feels. Probably he don't want to be in the spotlight.
But listen. But why would you though? But why would you disrespect him though? Why would you disrespect him? This man just let you out. That's disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah, and listen, check this. Ain't no get out of jail free cards, my nigga. You got a job to do, nigga. Whether it's your job is to play political, your job
Larry
is
Hoover is not the first guy out of parting, man.
No, he's not.
Let's get that together. He's not the first guy out of parting. There's several guys that's been parting from prison.
Larry Hoover pardon is a different agenda. Everybody pardon is a different agenda. If I pardon Larry Hoover, it's to do what? It's to get the gangs to do a certain thing.
Of course. You can't deny that. You got that, man. Come on, the world know that. That's Larry Hoover. That is not a regular person. That is Larry Hoover. That is not a regular guy.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to make Kevin understand. If we pardon Larry Hoover, it ain't like pardoning a regular nigga. We pardon him to do a job.
Bruh, there's guys that had the same jurisdictions over their states that's been pardoned.
And they ain't got power
for their states. They have that. Listen to me. Listen to me. Larry Hoover.
They not Larry Hoover. Larry Hoover controlled GDs. He controlled a lot of shit that's going on. If he get out of jail, we can stop a lot of shit that's going on. We can make him be the face of a lot of shit. Watch what's about to happen. Remember when
through his change, through his change of outlook of life. But not control it as a group. But we could change it with his growth.
We looking into this way deeper than let's see what happens. Which I guarantee you, what we talking about is not going to happen.
Yo, I think it is. I put $1,000. He gonna shock you, kid. I put $1,000. They gonna use me, man. Listen, hold on.
What y'all had the bait? What's going on?
He just gonna speak. He just gonna speak, but it's gonna be hard to control that young generation. It's gonna be real hard to control that young generation.
Listen, I guarantee you, they rehabilitate that nigga, put him in politics. They gonna
Larry Hoover has listen.
They gonna put that
nigga
for
that already. It didn't happen.
I guarantee you, when he get out, they gonna make that nigga a mayor. He gonna be a congressman. They gonna make him a governor. I guarantee you.
Yo, where you going with this, man? Larry Hoover's never gonna be a governor or.
You think he on all that? You think he on all that? You think he on all that?
Yes, I guarantee you, they gonna put that nigga in politics.
Who's Alexi? Who's Alexi?
My old lady.
Oh, all right.
Listen, Larry Hoover will not be in a governmental seat.
To everybody.
Watch. They gonna have that nigga in politics, my nigga. Watch. Hey, look, my nigga Kevin, when they do it, I'm gonna call you. I'm like, Kevin, didn't I tell you?
He's not gonna be in a governmental seat.
Hey, I got a question. Hey, look, listen. Did Larry Hoover? I thought this was when Larry Hoover started this. I thought this was supposed to be an organization. You feel me? I didn't know all this shit was gonna get onto a whole nother level. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, like on some real shit. Like on some real shit. I thought it's like an organization. Like that's what they call it, bro. Like it ain't no more game. Like it's supposed to just be an organization. You feel me?
It became an organization later. Once he already got put in prison and all of that shit.
Yes.
He wrote books and he tried to denounce. He wanted the youth to denounce the gang part of it. It didn't work. So now, Larry Hoover.
It didn't work.
The plan didn't work because the youngest didn't listen to it.
Tell us why it didn't work.
The youngest did not listen to what he was promoting after he got in prison, when he was writing books to denounce the criminal part of what they were doing. He wrote books and he wrote.
Why you think that was? Why you think they wouldn't take heed of what he was trying to denounce?
Ask yourself how many young people read those books, even know about
it. Bro, look, I only read. Listen.
Yeah, because he was locked up. That's why, because he was locked up.
That's what I'm saying. Listen.
Friday, like I said, bro.
Fight around with.
At the end of the day, bro, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit up here and argue on this bullshit. I got other things to be talking about to come up here talking about this shit. I'm on some whole other shit. I'm on this Diddy shit.
Friday,
Other than that, bro,
Friday, man.
that's
What you
y'all debate.
Friday?
I like
Hey,
you
Friday,
feel me?
you going left, man. We having a
Yeah,
we having a
I'm fucked
conversation
up, bro.
about
I'm
something. You
fucked
talking
Friday,
up,
about
bro.
something
I'm
else, man.
fucked
Friday.
up. I'm
No one's
fried.
against you, Friday. No one's against you, Friday. No one's against you, bro. No one hands against you, bro.
Yeah,
No, bro.
we on a topic here. You came in on this topic. Let's stay on the topic we
Yeah,
on. Let's
fact,
not go
fact,
Bro,
left.
fact.
bro, it's crazy here, bro. Like, it's making my head hurt, bro. Yeah, like this shit make my head spin like I done smoked about 50 blunt and pulled up around a whole deuce in my coat.
That's because they ain't got no rituals there.
Friday, stay on topic with us. Don't go off topic.
Bro, you know my mind go one thing to another, bro.
But don't.
Yeah,
I
but nah,
mean, we on a
Friday.
certain
Nah,
topic
stay on
here.
topic, though.
The platform is
No
on a
disrespect.
topic. Let's stay on where we on.
See, I don't know, bro. I just came in, bro. I'm just coming behind y'all shit. You feel me? Y'all did not put me on game. Put Friday on game. I just came in.
Or Friday,
Sit
listen.
back,
Friday can put
sit back and
himself on
relax. Sit
game if
back
he
and
listen.
relax.
If you listen, then you'll understand where we at. All you gotta do is listen. Now,
So which book he wrote? Like, I'm like, which books he wrote?
Larry Hoover has wrote books on changing the narrative of the gang society, as far as his jurisdiction of it. He wanted the people to not use the violent nature of what has taken place up until this point, even back then. He's denounced that part of it. He's saying that he wanted it to be an organization as far as helping the communities instead of destroying the communities. He's wrote books on that. Tukey Williams was the same way. He wrote books on that. Tukey Williams won the Nobel Peace Prize for writing these kind of books. Larry Hoover didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize, but he did denounce the criminality of the group he created.
And
So
they shouldn't have killed Tookie Williams.
Arnold Schwarzenegger did that, who was the governor of California. He killed Tukey Williams, which he
Jeez.
should.
No,
We
so now I'm understanding what bro talking about, bro. Now I'm understanding now what you talking about. He wrote a book, like
he wrote several books, not one.
he wrote several books. Okay, you
His
gotta
book,
put Friday on game, bro. Cause Friday fried. Okay, he wrote several books. Okay, all right, I'm listening.
He wrote several books. Tukey Williams wrote several books. Tukey Williams actually won a Nobel Peace Prize for the books that he wrote, as far as denouncing the criminality of what he stood for. The
I
same as
gotta run the
Larry
restroom.
Hoover. He wrote books to denounce the criminality of what he stood for, which is the Gangster Disciples. He wanted it to be an organizational kind of thing where they help the community instead of destroying it. But what society holds and what he wrote is two different things. He's been out of society before majority of, put it this way, I don't think there's 10 Gangster Disciples alive that started when he did.
I got one question to ask you though. If I might be wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong or not. Did he back then, bro? Like back then, for all this shit happened.
Hey, Dooley,
Did
what
he
up?
used to be on O Block and shit? No. Correct me if I'm wrong or not. Did he used to run the guys on O Block and shit? No, I'm just asking questions.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Chicago gangland is about.
O Block wasn't even around back then.
No, I'm saying I don't know what the gang culture for Chicago stood for back then. Even now, I don't know. I just know that
Larry Hoover started this shit. He knows.
He wanted to denounce the actual criminality part of it, which all leaders have of those type of situations. Who was the leader of the Bloods, the Crips, the Gangster Disciples, whatever other gangs from back then, where those leaders had a lot of time in prison. Jeff Fort, he another one he denounced the actual criminality part of his situation.
Yeah.
Now, Jeff Fort and them had an organization where they was feeding the homeless. They was helping put free lunch into schools and things of that nature. So these people didn't they didn't want the criminal part of what is taking place today within this organization. Now, Larry Hoover has been convicted of making.
What happened? He went off?
You got a phone call. Phone call.
Go ahead.
Nah, but what he's trying to say, I feel like, is Larry Hoover's the type
Yo,
of
peace and love.
Do it.
What's up, though?
Like,
look at that dude, Ted Turner's profile. Real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
Nah, that's the real Ted Turner. That's the real Ted Turner.
All right, but look at his picture and shit like that. This is up to date.
Nah, that's
like a little puppet. It's like a little puppet thing or something.
It's a puppet, bro. I just seen that puppet before. He was, bro. I just seen him before, that little puppet. I know who that is. He be on Bingo. He used to be on Bingo. I seen that puppet before.
He cool, Ted cool. He all right. What's the problem? He cool.
I ain't saying he ain't no. Look, bro. I'm fried, bro. On Friday, I'm fried, bro. You see, I'm fried.
What you drinking? What you drinking over there? What you drinking over there, Friday?
You all right? My brother already know what I be drinking.
You don't know what I'm drinking?
You drinking some liquor?
You already know. Watch this.
All right. Oh, yeah, you disguising yourself. I feel I need to get one of them hoes disguise myself when I be up here. Look, I'm going to show y'all, look. This what's in the cup.
You need to put the mask on Friday. I'm telling you, man. Fuck, hey, we're going to get everybody out there. Look. Hold up. Niggas be fucked up. hey, bro. Hey, Kev, you know who you look like, Kev? You look like Brandon Jacobs. The running back.
Jacobs? Nah.
The running back from the Giants.
Maybe a little bit. I think I'm not.
Bro, I swear to God, when I look at Kev, you look like Brandon Jacobs.
Nah, he don't look like Brandon Jacobs. Yeah, kind of.
Hey, but I told Kev the smartest nigga I ever met in my life, bro. Kev,
don't say that. I mean,
knowledge, Kev.
I met a lot of smart niggas, bro. I've never met a smart nigga that been in jail like Kev. Kev is a smart nigga.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. The majority of dudes that been in prison and have done a lot of time are smart men.
Yeah, but bro, you smart.
They just, maybe they, I mean, sometimes
bro, you
they don't elaborate the way they,
Kev, niggas probably don't tell you, bro. Kev, you smart as shit, my nigga. Kev, you know some shit.
I just try to enlighten myself, man.
Bro, the reason I know you smart because I consider myself smart. I know I'm not no dumb nigga, and you smarter than me, my nigga. And for you to have been in jail way more in your life than me, and you be smarter than me, nigga, you a smart nigga. You a smart nigga. Yeah, I keep it real, my nigga. You a smart nigga. I ain't never been in prison, my nigga, and you know more than I know. So, nigga, you a smart nigga.
Kev named MacGyver, man. His name ain't no kid. His name MacGyver.
My name ain't MacGyver. I wish it was, man.
Kev knows some shit. That's why I said Kev was in that bitch reading.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. When I first went to prison, I didn't learn what I know now. Over time, and becoming patient and willing to adhere to what the old timers was saying to me is what made me want to gain the knowledge that I got. But knowledge is no good if you don't share it.
You gained a lot of that motherfucker because nigga, you could tell you was in that motherfucker reading.
Well, yeah, I know, because you couldn't get nothing off, and you smart as hell. You like, what the fuck, a nigga tell me something? Yeah, I know it. It's always somebody like that. Yeah.
See one.
That's tough, boy. What tough, boy?
Everybody's smart. Everybody got a history that they can teach on because that's what they've been through. Everybody here, everybody on this platform got something to teach one
Yeah,
another as far as what they've
like
been
I
through in
tell
life.
people, but knowledge is a different type of smart. It's different. It's different when you talk something. It's different from when you read it out of a book.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I actually gained the knowledge I have from the leaders that were before me.
Yeah,
I didn't take no knowledge from no white man.
And they was reading out of books.
I didn't take no knowledge from no white man. I took it from Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, those type of people.
Yeah, that's books. My nigga, I know because the same books you was talking about, my wife read. That's why I know. My nigga, the same shit you talk about, my wife.
I didn't get, you know, and in prison, they had VHS tapes and things of that nature that you could watch on your people. Watch the speeches, you could watch everything they, you know, they did, their biographies, they what the speeches they made, the whatever dialogue you wanted to get into to learn from the perspective of your people, you were able to do that. And
bro,
also, I was in prison with some great men that also have been pardoned.
Bro, you know I could tell you was in prison? Because every time we talk to you, you laying down.
No, I lay down because my charger's here and my phone gonna die and the charger's by my bed.
Now what are you saying? Every time we talk to that nigga be laying down chilling.
Because the charger's right here. I don't want the phone to die. You're gonna see me get up when that shit get to like 30%, I'm gonna get up again.
Nah, but my nigga, I tell you, you got a lot to say, my nigga, because you've been through it, my nigga. Ain't too many niggas been through this shit.
I mean, listen. There's a lot of people that have been through a lot more than me that's still alive today.
Yeah, but these niggas ain't they not teaching though. These niggas not giving back to their people.
Mean, I mean, I can't really say that. It's just that I'm doing it on this level, and I know some guys that's doing it on this level that have podcast channels that's friends of mine that they do the same thing I'm doing on their channels.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's very few. I've been on this bitch since they started to go on live. Ain't too many people doing this, bro. I'm telling you,
I respect it and I appreciate I appreciate it. I'm just saying that
people doing celebrity gossip. It's a lot of people doing bullshit, but it ain't too many niggas like the jail sector. The niggas that's giving you knowledge that shit is very far few. It's only a few niggas on here doing it. That's why them niggas blow up. I've been told you if you really do it the right way, you'll blow up on this bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the acknowledgement. I'm here to.
You know what I would do if I was you, bro? Bro, you know what if I was you? If I was you, I'd start a YouTube page and I'll call that shit some type of name with jail in it, jail stories with your name in it. And then if I was you, I'd order a black and white striped suit from Amazon.
I don't tell jail stories, man.
My nigga, I'm not saying.
I'm gonna say, Kev got something bigger than jail shit going on.
I don't tell. My thing is to enlighten the youth on.
But listen, it's not you just telling jail stories. You giving game. It's not jail stories. You giving game from a nigga from a perspective from a nigga that been there.
I want to say this. This is what I plan to do. What I'm planning to do. You see, the average dude that goes to prison and does a lot of time, when he comes home, you know what he do? He come home with muscles and he tell the youth about how he was running this and doing that in prison. But what he's not telling the youth is there's not one happy day in prison. Not one.
Not one.
There's not one happy day in prison. That's something that I want to get out there to the people, man. You ain't happy in prison.
Oh, Uda. What you want?
Can't, Uda, what's happening? You can't do. First of all, you got somebody telling you to do things that you could just get up and do in society that you can't do in there. Somebody got a jurisdiction over everything you do in a prison.
No,
somebody that wouldn't even listen. Somebody that wouldn't even stand next to you in the street. They'll be too afraid to stand next to you, but they got jurisdiction over you in a prison. So dudes get on these platforms, I'm not even saying these platforms, in society, they come home from prison and they sell all these false narratives about, oh, I was running this, I was doing this. You wasn't running nothing because somebody else who don't even look like you, who's afraid of you for real, has jurisdiction over you within that situation. And you listen to him, but you'll take a knife and stab somebody in prison like you, and I'm gonna say this, which I have done myself. I'm just saying, gaining the knowledge that I have now, this is why I want to elaborate to the youth itself or to people who haven't been in prison. A person will take a which is in society we call it guns, in society you call it a knife. In jail it's called the gun because that's all you have. A person would take a bone crusher and put it in somebody that's in prison with them, right? But the dude with the suit on that got the key to let you out the gate, he will do something way more disrespectful than the dude that was that's in prison with you, and you won't take that bone crusher and put it in him. That's what I'm saying. You see how it works?
What's populating, bro? What's populating?
You know, it don't.
Free all my homies behind the wall, bro. Listen, free all my homies behind that wall. Okay, young people stay from behind that wall. We cannot be talking about jail all day. That shit is depressing. If you ever been there, it's depressing.
We just got on. Hold on, Uda, you just came here. Uda, you just came here. We talking about.
No, I'm talking about the young people. I'm talking about the young people. I'm talking to the young people.
For sure.
They praise it. The young people praise that. You know what I'm saying? They praise the fact.
No, we don't want to praise that. That's the reason. I mean, we came to this topic, so I'm just going through the elaboration before I get into where you don't want to be, where you don't want to go, why you don't want to go, and the reasons of.
Uda, how you feel about the Larry Hoover, NBA YoungBoy? What you? Is Larry Hoover free or is he going back to jail? What do you feel?
Is Larry Hoover free?
Yeah, is he free? Is he all the way free?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. But you know how the system be, bro. But you know.
He's not
shout out to Larry
free
Hoover, bro. Shout out to Hoover, bro.
He have a 200-year sentence in a state system that he has to go face. He's free from the federal system. Yes, he's been pardoned by Donald Trump, but the state system is ran in the state has nothing to do with the feds. The feds have no, the federal government has no jurisdiction over the state. So the governor, those people have to free him from the state system. A judge can do it. He can go in front of the judge tomorrow, and the judge could say, well, I feel like we satisfied with the time he's done over there in the federal system. He's of age where he's no longer a threat to society. He's more of a help to society as far as the gangland of Chicago is whatever, and he could help us stop the gang wars in the state that he's from. They could do that.
Hopefully.
But as of right now, he has a 200-year sentence that he has to go and do in the state system.
Right now, he's still sitting, brother. He's still
right now. He's still a prisoner.
Yeah, he's still sitting. He's still a prisoner. He's still a prisoner, man. So what, man? What's up, man? What's up? Y'all think they springing Diddy or what, man? What's going on, bro?
Hey, listen, man. I don't.
Is they springing Diddy about the building or what, y'all?
I want to say this about the Diddy thing.
Diddy slipping through the gates with the baby
that a lot of people don't get. All of the testimony that they gave, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. His defense team is doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
But the pointers of points that these witnesses have been making.
What is that?
On the jury. This is what we have to understand. There's women in that jury.
Well, what points are that? That you're saying? What points?
Like the beating, the
abuse?
Like abuse. And what's her name? What's her name?
Cassie?
No, not Cassie.
Capricorn
Clark. Now listen. Capricorn Clark made some of the same elaborations that Cassie did, and that's what
most of the witnesses did. Most of the witnesses.
Not just that, but she not just made the elaboration, but she also provided the RICO. She was the one that connected the RICO. Why?
In which way? Elaborate on that. In which way?
Well, she connected the RICO because she was kidnapped for 5 days and put into a hotel.
Yes, but look at this though. But that's why I'm saying no, because you know how some people not seeing the RICO, some people not seeing the trafficking.
That is
But
the
it's the
RICO. That's
but
a
people
RICO
put.
right
But I know
there.
it all goes in. It all ties in. But look what I'm saying though, right? Why would they not have just charged them to say charge them with kidnapping because they could probably just prove this.
Kidnapping is not a RICO. I'm gonna break what a
That's not.
RICO is. I'm gonna break what a RICO is down when y'all
But,
finish. I'm gonna break it
But
down
they
for
couldn't
y'all.
listen,
charge them. I'm saying though, but they
no,
couldn't
listen
charge
what
them
I'm
with
saying.
kidnapping as
Listen
well.
what I'm
Is what I'm
saying.
saying.
A RICO is using someone else to your advantage to get things done, to do things for you. They
That's
use
not what a
Kidnapping is
RICO
that?
is. That's not what a RICO is.
it's
A
part of a
That's
RICO
not a
is.
RICO in a nutshell. That's not
part
a
of,
RICO.
part of a
I'm gonna
RICO is
break it
using
down to you what a RICO is.
No, but
part
look,
of
you're
they
right.
broke
That's not
it
a RICO.
down. I read it. Part of a RICO is using people at
I'm
their
It's
gonna
not about Reddit
I'm
because
gonna
he's
say
gonna
this
say I
to you,
lived it, I was in it. He's gonna say he lived it, he was in it. But I'm just saying though,
bro.
look,
Part of a
Chris,
RICO is using people part of your organization to do things for your advantage.
that's part of it. That's part, but it's more than
That's
that.
part of RICO.
yes.
When he grabbed that girl up and put her in a hotel for 5 days, kept her hostage,
That's
made
not a
her do
RICO charge.
what?
No,
You
but
crazy?
look what I
That's
was
not
saying
a
though.
RICO charge because he
Look
didn't
what I was
use her
saying
to do
though.
nothing. He kidnapped her. That's not a
Look what I
RICO
was saying
charge.
though. But look, but I was saying though. But could they have charged him with some kind of Hobbs kind of act or something like that? Is what I'm saying.
No,
Like
so y'all
something like
act
that.
like
You know what they? Hey, Uda.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah,
You know why they put RICO there? Because they want
yeah.
to take his money.
Okay.
That's why.
Do you? So
That's
wait, do you?
why. A
So you say
RICO is this. A RICO is what the mob does. They go to
Yeah.
these major companies. They extort them out of money. They put their own people there for work to gain enterprise, gain money from
that's
it.
not only a RICO, bro.
Listen.
That's not the only RICO. RICO
No,
is
No,
no.
no,
doing
no,
this.
no, no. It's not about
Listen.
only. It's not about only.
I'm
It's
giving
about the.
you what
It's not
they're
only.
trying to do. Listen, the
Yeah.
reason why it's gonna be so hard
RICO,
for them to take.
anytime you use more than one person, it's a RICO. It's not just about getting people to extort people. If I get
Bruh, you're wrong.
But not just that.
Conspiracy,
No, it's not just that.
conspiracy
It's
is not
not
a
just that
RICO,
though, bro.
and you
It's
listen,
need
not
two
just
or more
that.
people to do
Diddy's in a whole
conspiracy.
Rico by himself
if
though.
I got Izzy in New York and he got 4 people part of the crew right now in New York, and I tell Izzy to go grab a nigga right now, that's a RICO. 4 or 5 people doing what I tell them to do.
What I'm telling you is, you
Yes, you're
listen.
right about
The
that.
reason
You're
is
right
you're right
about that.
about that, but the reason
You're
it's not
right
a
about
RICO
that.
with Puffy because he's by itself.
Yeah, bro.
Facts.
That's what I'm trying to. You
This
can't
shit,
have a
this shit
RICO
buffering.
charge with one person. Now listen,
This shit buffering.
this is
But
how
nah,
they
you right
can get
about
him
that,
for
bro. You
RICO
right
right
about that
here.
part, what you're saying.
This
But
is
I'm just
how they
saying, in the
can get
grand
him for
scheme, it's
RICO
more
right
than that,
here.
of course. But
He
those are
has
elements of RICO.
bodyguards. He
Yes, it
has
is. It's
security.
elements of it.
He had them doing
You know what I
things,
mean?
right? Now he had them doing things.
Wait a
Like,
minute. I think 2 niggas is talking at the same time. I don't know what's going on.
like Capricorn Clark said, he had security. They would take people places. They would do things. They would be there. They was at Kid Cudi house with him. They was doing this. He seen them with guns, this and the third. Now, they could actually, if he gets found guilty of that, then he could be charged for a RICO because he has others committing acts. Not kidnapping one person and taking him to a hotel by himself and that's not a RICO. A RICO is several people committing an act that gains dividends.
Yeah, it's 2 of me
That's
on
what
the screen right now.
Yeah, you
Or
want me to
one.
take one off? You want me to remove one?
Yeah, you got to remove it. Yeah, we got to
You
remove
hear
the one.
me? But do you hear me?
Yeah, you're gonna be
Yeah, I hear
echoing
you.
it. Yeah, now
I hear
you won't
you.
echo.
Yeah,
I
I'm
hear
good.
you.
Yeah. Finish your bill, bro. My bad.
Now
Yeah.
listen, that's what I'm saying. A RICO is committing criminal acts with others. Like you have others under you. You are having them commit criminal acts. Not me kidnapping one person and taking that one person to a hotel and making them stay there for 10 years. That's not a RICO. I did that, not me and 5 other people.
Yeah, but also though, it ain't just got to be under a person because we could all be committing a conspiracy act together, and so we don't have to be under nobody. We could all be our own bosses, but we working together in conjunction. So what they're about to prove is that we knowingly, intentionally, and
Right.
willfully all
Literally,
premeditated to do this
he's
shit. You know what I'm
correct.
saying? So whatever the crime is, so remember, for them to prove the RICO, they prove the smaller charges that you have or whatever they want to prove on you a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So once they get you
That's
on
the
these
truth.
charges, then they prove the RICO. You know what I'm saying? Period. You
Can
know
I
what I'm saying?
talk
Now,
now?
it has to be 3 or
Yeah.
more people, not 1, not 2.
Let me talk right quick. Because y'all talking about two different.
People.
Let me talk right quick because y'all talking about two different things. One of y'all talking about conspiracy. Conspiracy is with two or more people. That's what that is. Now with the RICO charge, they charging a criminal organization, an enterprise, with doing criminal acts. So y'all got to pay attention to what's going on.
Listen.
Hold on, wait. Can I finish, bro? Bro, let me finish right quick.
Let him land, bro. Let him land.
So this is why I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on. They charging Puffy with being in an enterprise or organization that commit criminal acts. It don't matter what the criminal acts are. That's what they charging him for the RICO with. So the fact that they said that he bombed Kid Cudi car, that's a crime. So they using that to try to put the RICO on him. That's why y'all got to pay attention to what's going on. If you and two or three more people commit any kind of crimes, no matter if the statute is up or not, they can charge you with the RICO. That's what they doing to Puffy. His actual charges are ex trafficking and all this other stuff. Now to clear up this is the last thing I wanted to clear up with the kidnapping, the alleged kidnapping. He took the lady to a building that he used to own, which was later became Bad Boy. It was a building that he was renovating, but at the time when he took the lady there, it was just an empty building. And she left every day to go home, but she had to come back. So it wasn't really kidnapping. You got to pay attention. I got to listen to what's going on in the trial for real. He did not kidnap that lady.
All right, but Ted, listen to me though.
Go ahead.
But also, they said that he also kidnapped Mia in the middle of the night and brought her to go get Cassie to find her. So he has multiple.
See, when you go pick somebody, hold on now, bro. Just because you go pick your friend up and take her to go pick another girl, that's not kidnapping.
Wait a minute. Ted Turner, let me break it down to you.
Transcripts, bro.
Right.
Listen, if he did that against her will, that's
in the back of a
kidnapping.
car, bro.
I got you.
If he
let
did it
let
against
Uda
her
land.
will,
Let
it's
Uda land.
kidnapping.
He was let Uda land. Go ahead, Uda. You was saying. Uda.
Nah, Kevin will talk.
Hey, what up, bro?
Go ahead. Uda was saying. Go ahead. What you were saying?
I'm just.
What you were saying? You was reading the transcript that you said that the weapon was in his hand, and what happened?
He was in the back seat.
You said what?
And the gun was in his lap.
You said that.
Listen, that's with Capricorn Clark. Listen, that's with Capricorn Clark. But remember, when I send you the transcripts, all the transcripts, I'll send them right now to you. Just give me an email.
No, I'm not saying send me MGG.
But look what I'm saying. Look what I'm saying to you. Look what I'm saying. This part is what I'm saying. Look. So when the government started their opening statements, all right, the first thing they said, we're going to tell you a story about Sean Combs and 20 years of his crimes. This is how they started it, bro. I'll show you the transcripts.
Right.
They're like, yo, look. But we're going to go into him. But no, we're going to go into one specific night first with Cassie. And we're going to go into how he took a weapon, a machine, in the middle of the night and grabbed the bodyguard and went to go to this associate's house. They said he grabbed her out of her crib, wherever she was, put her in the car, in the Escalade, under duress, told her, yo, you got to bring me wherever Cassie's at, allegedly, whatever. She brings him to this location. But Cassie's not there. They said, but he does not stop there. He goes until he won't stop till he finds her. And then when he does, he brutally assaults her. Da-da-da-da-da. So at the end of the day, they got a couple of instances where he's supposed to be allegedly kidnapping somebody. So I'm just saying, why did they charge him with some kind of kidnapping type of things like this?
The statute of limitation.
These type stuff. Oh, yeah, that too. You're right. The
statute. Right. The statute of limitation. That's what I was trying to tell y'all about what the RICO is. The RICO is right. The RICO is an ongoing criminal organization. So they saying that you and these people have over time been committing crimes. That's what the RICO is. That's all the RICO is. Is that over time you've been committing crimes. It don't matter what kind of crime.
Tie all of his business adventures into a RICO so they could take his money. That's what it's all about.
Right. Now that's what the state. That's what the feds got to do. They got to. Right. That's what I'm saying. They got to go back and tie it to the business now. They done already told y'all that he did all these certain things. whatever. Now they got to tie it back to his actual organization, his actual enterprise.
Listen, from 2008, I believe, until present time, is what they're trying to do. They're trying to
Right. I ain't talking about the timeline. I'm talking about they got to be able to tie it back to the business, though.
Yes.
You know what I'm
They
saying? So that's why they
use
use
his
it.
business in the enterprise to do it. He used his business in the enterprise. They're trying to tie all of his businesses together so that from that period of time to this period of time, they could take all of his assets. That's what it's
Right. So
basically
that's a
about.
weak. So the case is weak then, like I've been saying, because they have not proven that. Because in order to prove it, they got to get employees, they got to get workers. Now they got his assistant. Hold on. They got his assistant and they got his bodyguards and stuff. They got people who actually did stuff with Cassie. But if you pay attention to the transcripts to what's actually going on in court, not the hoopla, Cassie is the only one to admit to crimes. She said she booked the flights. She paid the escorts. She had sex with these people. Cassie is the one who actually committed crime. Puffy was actually there just watching, according to Cassie.
Now let me go on to Capricorn Clark's statements about bodyguards. We're gonna say allegedly here.
Right.
Capricorn Clark named individuals that was in the cahoots of crime, and which was named before Capricorn Clark. Cassie has named these same individuals. The federal government is doing this. Cassie went first to paint the picture of all of the crimes that was taking place. Now, listen, if they can get another woman to be, she was his girlfriend. So it's kind of hard to say, well, he forced her to do this and he did that to her and this and that, and the third.
The next woman is speaking
If
tomorrow.
they get another woman to come up there
tomorrow.
and say,
She's speaking tomorrow, bro. She's speaking
no,
tomorrow.
I'm just
She's supposed to
saying,
speak today.
I'm just going on how they work.
But I'm telling you though, tomorrow Mia is supposed to be speaking.
Right.
Whoever this Mia is, we're gonna see her, and she's speaking tomorrow. So whoever
That's what I'm saying. Listen, if
I'm
another woman gets up there and say he did these things and he brought them from other places and he had them do things against their will, like taking drugs and doing sex acts and doing all that, that's sex trafficking. And
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. Let me tell you why it is. Let me tell you why
trafficking
it is.
Hold on. Trafficking.
Let me tell you why it is. Listen.
Okay,
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
If he called another girl from another state, she came in on the airport. He had somebody go get her from the airport. They brought her to him in an aligned state of committing an act. He paid her to commit an act, right? The act he wanted her to commit, she was against it. He forced her to do X, Y, and Z, take ecstasy, perform sexual acts with others. That is sex trafficking. You went and took her from somewhere else.
Bro.
Yes, it is.
Trafficking. Listen, bro. Listen. I'm gonna argue with you. You talk. You just talk. Let me talk.
Okay.
Trafficking is moving across those lines. That's what trafficking is, by the letter of the law, bro. Moving across state lines. That's trafficking. Hold on.
He paid for her to
go ahead, bro, because you won't let nobody else talk. You won't let nobody else talk.
I'm explaining to you what I'm going on your elaborate point right there.
Okay.
They cross state lines. If he paid for her to come across state lines to commit the act, he didn't have to go get her. He paid for it. It's sex trafficking. Read it.
Okay, so there you go. Okay, let's stop right there. Nobody has said that Puff Daddy gave them any money. That is not in the testimony.
I said
it ain't no if, bro.
If one,
we going by what's in the record.
Those girls, I said this.
Okay.
If another girl comes up there and says what Cassie said, I didn't say he did it.
If is what I'm saying. We can't go
I
by
didn't
if.
say he did it. Uda. Remember what I said. Cassie painted the picture of what was going on with facts. She answered every question honestly. She admitted to everything that was going on.
She admitted to doing the trafficking.
Listen.
She admitted to doing the trafficking.
Okay, listen. Regardless of how he said, she was the one. If all they had was Cassie, he should go free right now.
I'm saying this man life on the line, bro. This man life is on the line. Now I'm not with Diddy. I'm just keeping the facts and kicking it real. The man life is on the line. We cannot go by innuendo, smears, and all this other stuff. We can only go by what's on the record. And on the record, Cassie didn't even say herself that Diddy gave me the money to give to them. If she had said that, Diddy would be done now.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if another understand what I'm saying before we go into all of this extra stuff.
In ways, she was saying that too, though. In ways,
woman,
Cassie did testify to that because she was saying like at times Diddy would tell her to set up certain things.
I'm trying to break it down.
But she never.
Cassie did. What Cassie did is what I'm trying to break down to him now.
Me the money though. She said she used Diddy's money though. She never said like Diddy gave her the money though like that.
I'm saying this. I'm gonna say this to y'all, and I'm gonna say it right. And if it happens, you'll understand what I'm saying. If another woman comes up there, Cassie was his girlfriend. Yeah. They're not trying to paint him guilty for Cassie. They're using Cassie. If another woman gets up there and says all of this stuff that Cassie said, he's going to be found guilty, man.
It's not just
see, there you go again. There you go again. What did Cassie say? Cassie admitted to committing crimes herself.
I'm saying this right here. With all of the drug use and all of the sex acts and all
that's
that.
Not trafficking. Drug use is not trafficking.
You're not.
I'm saying that's what he's being accused of. He's being accused of trafficking.
Listen to me. I just broke it down to you how it becomes sex trafficking. Cassie was his girlfriend, so he didn't take her to do all of these things, right?
No.
Another woman coming from somewhere else that he paid for her to come to him. He had others go get her from places to bring them to him. He paid for that. Cassie was just painting a picture of the crimes that were taking place.
I see what you're saying.
The acts of it.
I see what you're saying. Let me break down what you're saying.
All this would be a good conversation before the trial started. But now the trial has started. We can only go by what's on the record, what's actually in the four corners of the record. And none of that is in the four corners of the record.
Listen to what I'm saying to you right now. This trial is 6 to 8 weeks long, or 8 to 10 weeks, or however long it's going to be. You know how many more people they have to come testify?
You got mad more. The defense ain't even call their witnesses yet. No.
Right.
Right. Puff ain't even put his case on yet.
No, he didn't. Nope.
No, I'm saying this. His defense team is doing a great job thus far.
They're doing great, bro. And I be talking to them every day at the court, bro, when they come outside.
I'm saying this. I'm going to say this. I don't want to say this on fucking air, man.
But don't say it.
I'm going to just say this. Allegedly, I know individuals that's names have been brought up in this situation.
Okay, so let me say this then. I don't want to, because this the whole thing. The whole trial is a circus. It's a fake trial, because what they really doing is trying to keep everybody else's name out of it. So they only talking about times when Cassie and Diddy was together. You see what I'm saying about these parties, these alleged, whatever they call them, freak offs or whatever. They only talking about the ones with just Cassie and Diddy. What about all the other parties with everybody else, with the lawyers, the judges, all the executives?
Listen,
they're trying to keep all that out of the courtroom.
Got that far, thus far.
They're not gonna bring none of that up. They're not gonna bring none of that up.
They're not gonna condemn their own. We know that already. They did the same thing with R. Kelly. They did the same thing with Bill Cosby. They're not gonna condemn their own. They don't do that. Listen, Harvey Weinstein did all of this shit. Harvey Weinstein ain't go through half of the shit Puffy going through right now. He just got found guilty for rape and all that shit. They ain't take his money and all that. They ain't do all of that to him.
Harvey Weinstein's case was a different case. You got to read the again. Y'all just be talking, man. You got to read the transcripts, man.
Harvey Weinstein's case was elaborated in a different way, yes. But Harvey Weinstein was involved with some of the same entitlements of this case. What they did is they didn't pursue it like they doing this now. What they do with black people. This is something that we got to understand. They're not going to pursue their own as they do us. They want. Listen to me.
Why do you think Diddy is not one of them? Who is you? See you looking at it as black and
Diddy
white.
Diddy ain't one of them. I'll break it down to you right now. How he not?
He is one of them.
No,
he is one of them. If Diddy wasn't one of them,
not right now.
Hold on.
Listen.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Diddy sued Diageo, right? This is why all of this came about.
That's in your opinion. Again, you giving your opinion.
Listen, Diddy sued.
You giving your opinion now.
Listen to me. Know how we all should know this? This stuff took place years and years, over 15, 20 years ago. The starting of this stuff. You mean to tell me he was able to do all of this extracurricular stuff after all of this has taken place? He was able to gain renounces from reniance from Diageo and all these big major companies, knowing that he had all of this stuff on his back. Listen.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Diddy
was because,
a building money propaganda for these big companies. Diageo funds mayors, presidents, Congress, shit like that. This is one of the richest companies in the world. This liquor company. Listen to me. Listen to me. They got a lot of pull, man, within this jurisdiction of America. He sued them. Right after he sued them and won, when he won, not saying that he sued them. When he won, that's when they came with all of this shit.
That's a conspiracy theory. That's your opinion. Anyway, that's not facts. That's your opinion. That's a conspiracy theory. Man. What? That's not. So what I'm telling you is, Diddy been doing.
So we didn't watch
I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you. If you give me a second, I'm about to tell you. Diddy been doing this for years. He been having these parties. He been having people on tape doing different things, blackmail, with children, with drugs. Some of your favorite people been in these parties, doing stuff with boys, doing stuff with girls, doing drugs. That's what this is all about. That's why none of that is being brought up in the trial. They're only keeping it specified and specific to the times when Diddy and Cassie did the personal parties. They're not talking about all the other parties, because that's going to bring Obama. That's going to bring all these other big time people involved. Do you remember, right? Do you remember right before the Diddy stuff hit, all the execs from all the different record companies resigned?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? That's what this is all about. It's about them people trying to keep their name clean, trying to stay out the public.
When he put that lawsuit in against Diageo is when they resigned. That's when they resigned. When all of that, when he put that paperwork in on them people, and he started getting on social media saying we need our own black agenda and all of that stuff. You forgot that, didn't you? He got
no, I didn't, because that's a conspiracy theory. Because I was gonna go with my own theory too about right before all this happened. Puffy had started talking about, hey, I like Donald Trump. This was right before the election. That's when Puffy started getting in trouble. When he started talking about, I like Donald Trump. But that's a conspiracy theory.
I don't want to say certain things on here and what I know and who I'm connected to and how I'm connected. I don't want to say all of that on here. But I'm telling you right now, I personally know individuals whose names are in this trial. Personally, I grew up with them. I'm telling you that I was around before Biggie. Biggie is. I grew up with him from a child.
See, I knew you was at them parties. That's why you act funny. That's why you move.
I was never at no party. We're gonna say that now. I was never at no party. But what I'm telling you is, I grew up.
I knew it, Izzy. I knew it.
I grew up with Understanding, which is Undias. I grew up with him. He's older than me, but I grew up we from the same neighborhood. I'm in this neighborhood right now. Junior Mafia. I went to school with them. We played Skelly. We grew up together, playing in the sand park, all that shit. Little C's, Nino, all of them. We grew up together as kids.
Do you know who Derek Watkins is?
What I'm trying to explain to you is they didn't they ain't after Puffy for all of this shit that they putting out now. They trying to show him we made you. You don't go against us for nothing. And
that's
when
a conspiracy theory.
That's the truth. But let me tell you why it's the truth. Because they could have got him for this shit years ago when it was happening.
They couldn't have, because he had video evidence and knowledge of all your favorite major whoever doing what they don't want to be known. Exactly. And this is what I think. Now, this is a conspiracy. And this is what I think. This is my own opinion. The only reason Puffy haven't turned on them people is because of his kids. He knows that how these people play ball for real. And that if he do that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you punch me, I can punch you back. If you push me, I can't shoot you. So they really pushing him. And for him to tell they business would be shooting them, and that would cause the real war, which would put his kids in
You
jeopardy.
saying that R. Kelly didn't have the same things on the same people? You think he didn't do things with major people and these people from the states he's in?
Nah, I don't think so. I think R. Kelly did the stuff that he did on a personal level. Now they all partied together, whatever. But Puffy partied on a whole nother level with the videotapes, with the drugs.
This was learned. This is learned behavior. This is learned behavior.
Right. Exactly. He learned it from somebody else. Exactly. He learned it from somebody else. Right.
This is learned
behavior. That don't take away from the fact that he didn't learn it and that he didn't take it to a whole nother level. Puffy took it to a whole nother level.
If I teach you something, right, and I am the execs of this country that we in. I'm part of the executive orders of the country. If I teach you something, right, and we put you down with some people that's going to elevate who you are, that's going to make you a billionaire and all this shit, and then you go against us and you do things that we didn't want you to do. What you think they're going to do to you?
Okay, so now you're proving what I said from the beginning, that Puffy is one of them.
He's not.
That's what I said.
Listen, one of them is.
They wouldn't even let him play ball if he wasn't, bro. They wouldn't even let him play ball if he wasn't one of them.
Listen.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Do you think that Puffy got information on other people, politicians, judges, executives, celebrities? Do you think Puffy
Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
Okay, so now let me ask the next question. Now let me ask the next question. Why don't he reveal it then? He facing the rest of his life in jail.
Listen, if he reveals it, it could harm his family.
Exactly.
He's not going to do that. What I'm saying to you is, these people are showing him right now that you don't go against us for nothing. We made you who you are.
Because he a part of the same system.
We could take it away from you the same way we gave it to you. And there's nothing you could do about it. And that's what they're doing right now.
Now, Puffy, what I said was Puffy be a fool to go behind the wall and do 100 years for these people. But there's no way for him to protect his family. This the only way he can protect his family is going through this trial and trying to beat him. So what they did was they charged him with the most minimum charges they could charge him with. And if he can win the case, he can win the case. But this the game that they playing.
I don't got him losing to a lot of charges in this case. I don't. He's going to lose because of.
I mean, by the letter of the law, by the way the law is written, you know what I'm saying? He's actually guilty of some of the stuff that they charged him with, like the trafficking shit. Okay, people actually cross the lines. But if you're going to say that, then you got to charge finesse, Jay Prince, Snoop Dogg, everybody who fly girls in and out and pay them money. Because by the letter of the law, by the letter of the law, by the words that's written, that's what they doing. They paying for sex and trafficking across those lines.
Those people are
but that ain't how the law was written, though. It's called the spirit of the law. The spirit of the RICO law was meant to bring down organized criminal organizations, not to charge organizations with crimes. Just because me and you work at McDonald's and me and you were selling weed out of McDonald's do not make McDonald's a criminal organization. You see what I'm saying?
But as a leader of the organization, the leader, meaning that Puffy is McDonald's.
Right, as a leader, even though you did crimes, that don't make the organization a criminal organization.
I'm gonna say this to you. Puffy is McDonald's. We are the workers of McDonald's.
Exactly.
Well, the people that they naming in the trials are the workers of McDonald's. But McDonald's didn't do allegedly what they're trying to say Puffy did.
So there's no RICO then. There's no RICO then if the organization is not a criminal organization.
I'm gonna say
you got to read the law.
Are you listening to me? Puffy is McDonald's.
Right.
He's the leader of McDonald's.
Okay, and first, in order to prove it, you got to prove that McDonald's is a criminal organization, though.
All right. What makes
you prove the criminal acts. I can't say that the acts didn't happen. I said that. But you got to prove that the organization is a criminal organization.
This is what I'm trying to say to you. What they're trying to use to make it a criminal organization is because he's created the organization and he has people under him working within the organization doing criminal acts within the organization because they work for him. People going to get people against their will. People going in people's house with him and doing things that ain't supposed to be done. Working for him. He is the organization. He's the head of the organization. He has his workers doing things that's criminal activity.
Right. And look, let me say this right quick. I didn't come up here to create no confusion or no conflict.
No, you're not. We having a regular conversation.
And Kev, I don't want you to right. Kev, I don't want you to take nothing I'm saying personal. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to put the facts out there. They're right. I just wanted to put that out there.
We're having a conversation. Don't worry.
Because this what we do. This what we do. This what we do in my hood over there in Gangster Land. We make sure we keep the facts on the table. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I was doing. Trying to make sure we keep the facts on the table.
I'm trying to give you how the government works, what they're working on.
Right, I understand what they doing. I definitely understand what they doing.
Diddy is the head of the organization. That means he's the founder. He pays everybody else. He's the founder of the organization. He's McDonald's. Now, he has people that work under him committing criminal acts.
Right, but see, again, you got to prove that the organization itself is a criminal organization, not that the acts was committed. That's one part of it.
As the
That's
leader
one part
of the organization, right?
Right.
You have workers.
That's why he tied up in it, because he the leader. Right.
Now listen, he owns these organizations.
That's why he tied up in it. That do not make the organization a criminal organization.
Now I'm gonna tell you how they're trying to prove it. How they're trying to prove those situations, which I don't think they're gonna be able to prove. I'm just giving you how the government works.
Exactly. I feel you. Go ahead.
The government works like this. He's created all of these organizations, Bad Boy and whatever else organizations he has. The filming thing, the whatever.
The clothing line, right?
Clothing line, all of that, right? He has people working under him within those organizations. The government is trying to say allegedly that he had those individuals committing criminal acts for him, which makes it a organized crime.
No, it do not.
Listen to me. Right. The government is trying to paint that picture that it was an organized crime situation going on. In order to do that, they have to prove that the people working in the organization was committing.
See, that's why they didn't try. That's why they didn't charge him. That's why they did not charge him with with a criminal organization.
They charged him with
that's why they did not charge him with that, because they can't.
What is a RICO?
The RICO is saying that your enterprise committed crimes. Look at the law.
What are we talking about right now? I'm giving you how we talking about create it.
That's what I'm trying to tell. Okay, exactly. So then, so if they able to bring this, my whole point. This whole discussion right here is what I want everybody to pay attention to. If they able to prove that Puffy in a RICO, then they can bring down all of these record labels. They can bring down every organization now, because the Democrats, the Republicans, everybody got people in their. Hold on. Everybody in their organization got people in their organization that commit crimes. Every organization got people in the organization that commit crimes. If they able to broaden it out so wide to make it as if anybody in the organization commit crimes, then that's a criminal organization. They can bring down anybody. That's not how the law was written. The law was written to bring down actual criminal organizations, the mafia, actual criminal organizations.
To you how they can do
it. Your muffled, Kev. Your muffled knowledge.
Okay, listen. I want to say this to you. I'm gonna say it to you again. I don't know if you got it. I'm gonna say it to you again. I'm gonna break it down to you. Puffy created all of these organizations, all of them. They're his own. Now he has workers within his organization that he hired to work for his organization. Now he's using, allegedly they're saying he's using those workers to commit crime. He's paying them. They work for him to commit crime. That is a RICO because he owns the organizations. And they're committing crimes within the organizations due to the fact that they work for him. And he's the creator of those organizations, and he's telling them to commit the crimes that they're allegedly saying that he did. That is a
right. We're
RICO.
saying the same thing. We're saying the same thing. The only thing that I'm saying is that they making it so broad that any organization can be found like that. And that was not how the law was written.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying to you. They've been doing organized crime and RICO acts for years. John Gotti, all of them guys have been charged with that. Who own organizations. And within those organizations, they had their people that were working under them do things.
No,
That's
when
how
when they brought John Gotti in,
I just use
they
them as
accused.
I
know. I'm just saying when they bring them people in, they use their affiliation with each other as the organization, not the businesses, not the concrete company, not the trucking business. They use their affiliation with each other, the La Costa Nostra, as the criminal organization.
Organized crime. That's what a RICO Act is. Organized crime.
Right, organized crime. They have not. They not have proved. They not. They have not proven that yet.
Wait a minute. They're trying to paint that picture with Puffy by saying this. You own these companies. You hired these people to work for you. You did.
Right.
And now you have these people committing criminal acts, which is considered organized crime because you own the companies, and within your company, you're telling your workers to commit criminal acts. That's what RICO is. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. You gotta understand the fine prints of where they're going with it. They're trying to paint that picture so that they could take his money. But they haven't painted it yet, and I don't think they will be able to. But we got to understand how it works.
Why you think they won't be able to paint it? Why you think they won't be able to paint it?
Due to the fact that he didn't do what they're saying he did in the RICO Act. He didn't do that. They're trying to make it that way so they could take his money. But he did not do those acts that they're trying to say allegedly saying he committed. He didn't commit those acts. That's not what happened within this case. But
because what it is they got his personal they got his personal dealings, what he was doing personally, committing crimes, and then they trying to tie that back to his organization.
Yes, they're trying to say that he had those workers that work within his organization do crime for him. Now, if they could prove that, then they could go after his money, saying that he was running organized crime within his own businesses. They don't have that right now.
They not even painting. They not even telling the story. They not even telling the story that.
They are kind of, because he has security guards that he allegedly that he hired, and they're trying to say that they were there and they committed acts within the crimes that were taking place. They were there. They were driving people here. They also had firearms, and listen, that's what they're trying to prove.
Right, but that ain't how the law was written to prove it that way. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? The law wasn't written
to
like
prove it that way. The law is written.
No, the law was written. The law was written to prove that the organization itself is a criminal organization. Y'all,
I just gave you how they can prove if this is the case. That's how they can prove it was a organized crime, due to the fact that Puffy created these organizations. He hired people within that organization himself. He then had those people within that organization that he hired commit criminal acts. That's what RICO is.
Right, but they're not saying that in the courtroom that he hired this security guard to commit
listen to what
crime.
I'm saying to you. I'm giving you what I know, as far as me dealing with the government myself and losing and going to prison. I'm telling you that in the RICO Act is you, the owner of this situation or the leader of this situation, then hired some people to work for you. After you hired them to work for you, it could be legally whatever. And then you had those same individuals commit criminal acts within working for this company, for these companies or this company.
Right.
That is a RICO. You hired them to commit criminal acts within the organization. This is what people fail to realize. That's what they're trying to prove now in order to be able to take his money. That's what they want to do. They want to send him to prison. Not only send him to prison, they want to take his assets from him too. They want him to be broke when he go to jail.
Right, that's your opinion again, because they ain't
That's
got
not
nothing to
opinion.
do with
I'm giving you the facts of the law.
That's not what's going on in the case, bro. That's what I'm
Bruh,
keep
it
trying to
is.
tell
You
you.
didn't hear
It's
them say they
not.
going after his money?
That's not what's
They're
going
going
on in the
after his
case,
money.
man.
Listen, that is a part of this case, man. They're not only going after him to put him in prison, they're trying to take his assets from him. From
If that was the
2008 till
case, they would
today,
have froze
whatever
his
he
ass.
gained.
That's not the case.
They would have froze him. They would have
Listen,
frozen his
they
assets.
can't freeze nothing if they have no. Listen, if they can't prove it from the outskirts of the case, they cannot freeze your assets. They can only freeze your assets on what they can prove now. They didn't prove that now, so they can't freeze it now.
Well, you
They
can't
have
really
to
spend
prove
time
it.
filling with speculations because that's not the case, bro. That's not the case, though, bro.
No, we're talking about the RICO, a part of the RICO Act that they're trying to paint it as. Why you think these women are getting up there saying this one was there, that one was there, security, these people? These people are not indicted.
All of this came from the Cassie tape, though, bro. Everything stemmed from.
Listen, we understand that, but
Right,
we're talking
right.
about the other individuals that are coming
But
on the
he
stand now
not being
and
charged for
naming.
what happened on the
Bro,
Cassie.
that's the only video
Listen,
they got is the Cassie tape. All it started from that,
all
bro.
right,
All
now
this.
listen, Uda, we understand that part. What I'm saying is this: we were talking about the RICO Act within the organizations. So I was breaking it down
Now,
to them how they can do that.
go. Nah,
Yeah.
go the other way.
Yeah.
They're trying to
Yeah.
make it an
All
organizational
right,
thing
give me 1 second.
and take its money from a certain point to a certain point. They're trying to make an
Right.
organizational thing by using security and things of that nature.
You underwater, bro. You underwater.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, Kev.
I thought it was just me. All right, cool.
Yeah, you're breaking up, Kev. Yeah, you're muffled or some type of shit.
Robot, bro. Robot. Matrix.
All I'm saying is that. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. Talk.
Now, all I'm saying is that by the letter of the law, by the spirit of the law, the way the law is written, Bad Boy is not a criminal organization.
Nope.
It's not.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a criminal organization.
Listen. It didn't start allegedly. Let's say this allegedly because they're not saying that he started these companies or enterprises in a criminal manner. They're saying that he committed criminal acts within these organizations as he went along in time. Because when these organizations were started, these women were not there. They weren't even a part of it. In 1990s,
It was never even started to commit. It was never even started to commit crimes. The organization don't have nothing to do with no crime.
Are you listening to
He
what I'm
just
saying?
owned the
If I start a
organization.
company 20 years ago, right? And then 20
Right.
years later, I commit criminal acts within my company from people I hired within my company. When them people checks come, it don't say Puff Daddy on it. It say whatever his company is. When they get their checks, it doesn't say Sean Combs. It says whatever company it is, Bad Boy, whatever company they're working under, whatever clothing line she worked for, all of that. They don't get no checks that say Sean Combs. No. They get
The check is signed by him.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying to you. That's what makes it enterprise because they worked under the company, not because they worked for Puffy. They worked under the company. Puffy started all of these companies, and then he hired people to work under these companies. And allegedly, they're
so
saying,
by your logic, every organization up and down can be charged as a criminal
we're not
organization.
talking what every organization can be charged at. We're talking about
logic. I'm just saying.
That's what I just said.
The people who was working for the company was cleaning up crime and doing shit or seeing certain shit or the
Say it again. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm
what
not saying that when he started these companies.
I use the
I'm not
restroom
even
real quick.
saying he did this because they don't have that yet. But they're trying to prove these factors to make it RICO. These are the factors that they're trying to prove. He hired security. He hired this girl to work for this, and then he took them and had them do crime. That is under
if
the
he
organization
had a
because they
hired,
worked for him. Listen,
right? If he had a hired the the ex workers, say he would have hired them to be assistants, this, that, and the third, and then they was going to commit, doing the X acts, that would be considered a RICO. The way the law is written. Yeah.
So you can't be if you're saying that because
Cassie, listen,
are you
Cassie
listening?
never said. Right, Cassie
We're
never
not talking
said.
about only Cassie. Cassie ain't the only one took the stand. Did you listen to Capricorn Clark yesterday?
Yes. I done watched the
Did
whole
you listen to
thing.
her say security guards was there when this took place and that took place, and they was in the back seat of the car and he had a gun on his lap and she was in the other side and it was these person was driving the car. These person was there when
That's
Cassie
not a
got beat
crime
up.
to have a gun on your lap.
Listen. If things were done against people's will,
You
and
keep
you
saying
were,
if.
I'm saying if because I don't want to say allegedly. Let me say allegedly. Allegedly, things were done against people's will, and other individuals that work for this company was involved with those acts. What is that? This is what you're not understanding.
I am understand what I'm
You
telling
can't.
you is that's not what's going on in the
It
case, bro.
is.
You trying to
Anytime you not naming other people that work for companies under him, and they were involved or at certain acts,
right,
and
right,
their
right, right,
names are being mentioned in certain crimes within
right.
this trial, how you think you form a RICO? That's how you form it. These people, they were named
That's a
in these.
conspiracy, bro. You
Bruh, listen
conflating
to
the two.
me. You saying conspiracy? He ain't getting charged with conspiracy. He's being charged with
Of
RICO.
course he
They're
not.
trying.
Of course he not.
Listen.
Rico is racketeering in an
Jay Dooley,
ongoing criminal organization.
Jay Dooley. Yes, they
You
said
got
that,
to.
right? But they only came with that from 2008 beyond. Bad Boy was created way before in the 90s. What they're trying to do is take his money. That's why they're saying he created these companies to further criminal enterprise. That's what they're using to try to take his money. That's what this is all about, as far as that part of it. Now, the RICO aspect of it, what the picture they're trying to paint is this.
Mhm.
He hired workers within his company. He then used those workers to commit criminal acts for him as a CEO or a owner of these companies, which is
Right.
a RICO charge.
That's why they keeping
That's what
everybody else's
they're
name
doing
out.
right now by those girls naming individuals that worked
Other
under
people
him.
gotta talk too, bro. Let Ted say something, bro. He's trying to challenge. He's trying to say something, bro. He got to speak, bro. What happened? Everybody gotta talk, bro. It's 10 people on this panel. Yo,
Go,
what you
go
saying,
ahead.
Ted? Say it.
Go ahead,
No,
break down your point, Ted.
I was just saying that the reason the spirit of the law, the way the law was written, is to charge criminal organizations, not an organization with crimes. Because if you could try an organization with crimes just because people in the organization committed crimes, then you could charge anybody with it. The law was not written like that. It was written for an organization that was built to commit crimes. So
Bruh.
the law Costa Nostra, that's what they was built to do. They was built to commit crimes. The blood gang, it's a street gang. That's what it was built for, to commit crimes. That's how they able to make those charges stick in the RICO. Now you trying to take a whole record label and turn it into a organized criminal organization just because people in the organization committed crimes. Even though one of the people that you charging is the founder, the president, the executive of the organization. That's what the government is doing. That is way too broad. And I don't think that them charges gonna stick. That's my whole point in the RICO aspect of it. Now the X trafficking, Cassie is the only one that has taken the stand and said that she went on Backpage. She went on Craigslist. She called escort agencies. When people knocked on the door, she gave them money. She the only one testified to any of that. Even the workers that came in never said that Puffy called me, that Puffy gave me money. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying that the case is weak. This is just the beginning of it. What we on, the 4th week, Uda?
Third.
The 3rd week. And the state said that they got 3 more weeks to go. The Fed say they got 3 more weeks to go. So that'll be 6 weeks for them. Then Puffy get to start his case. The case don't really start until the defense present their case, because the state already made their allegations. Now they tried to prove their allegations, and just by scoring it, you know what I'm saying, 1-1, I don't think the state has proven their case. At very least, it's a wash, and with it being a wash, it'll be reasonable doubt. I mean, they done smeared him up and talk bad about, ruin his reputation, but that ain't illegal though. I'm just going by the four corners of the paperwork was actually in the documents. And what they done put on the paperwork in the courtroom, I don't think they got enough to convict him right now. But at the end of the day, the jury gonna make the final decision.
Now, that's the key to it. They want to paint a picture of all of this for the jury.
Right.
This is a trial by jury, not a trial by judge. The judge ain't really. The jury is gonna convict them or not.
Yeah.
Right.
What
It's not a bench trial.
No, it's a trial by jury.
Right.
Which majority of federal trials are, unless they do the shit they did with John Gotti Jr. and allow him to be tried by a judge, and he won that one, and then he pled guilty to it later or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. You can ask for a bench trial.
What I'm saying is, you're going back to the RICO Act of it. When you start the organization, it don't have to be that when you started it. But even within your organization years later, if you commit acts, if you hire people and they commit acts within your organizational situation, they can then charge you as a RICO and charge it for your businesses, everything. They can go after your money saying that you committed these acts within your organization.
Okay, so now, I understand where you're going now. The reason they charged them with the RICO and not just the X trafficking is so they can take the money with the businesses. I got you on that. I got you on that point.
That's what they're trying to paint. By people going up there saying, oh, bodyguards and this and security and all of this stuff, and that's to paint the picture that he hired these people within his organization, within his company, and then he used them for crime within the company. You understand what I'm saying? Because they were hired for company activity, and then he used those people allegedly to commit criminal acts.
Yeah.
Which you have people get up there and say that
Right.
other people were involved in this and that and the third. Now, listen, I want to answer a question from one of the comments. First of all, those people that are testifying against him were going to be charged, a few of them, and they decided to work for the government so that they won't be charged. He said, then why are the people you saying he hired are not being charged? They were going to be charged. Some of those people are testifying against him right now for the government. The people who cleaned up the rooms and all of that shit. They were working for him, not under that statute. They were actually working whatever their statute was to work within that company. They were going to be charged. Now they're working for the government to not be charged.
Right.
This is what people not realizing.
That go on in every court.
Every court
across the United States.
I'm just answering the question of Jay Dooley. He said, then why are the people you saying he hired are not being charged? They were going to be charged. They just decided to work for the government now to get immunity. That's the difference. When you get immunity, it means you were part of the acts. You're just telling on the person now. So now they're willing to give you immunity for your cooperation.
They haven't said that anybody got immunity though.
Yes, they did. The white boy who cleaned up the rooms testified already, and he got immunity.
Oh, okay, so the white boy said he got immunity.
The white boy, they said it. He got immunity for his cooperation.
Right, he wasn't the only one that
stepped down. He stepped down. Well, that's the one they said it about. But everybody that's up there now, Cassie worked under. Cassie didn't get immunity because they needed Cassie to start this motherfucking case. Without Cassie, they wouldn't even be able to have all this shit from her perspective.
Right. So Cassidy, that's what I'm saying. Cassidy put herself in jeopardy because she took the stands and actually admitted to committing crimes.
But listen,
she took the stands and admitted to committing crimes.
They subpoenaed Kid Cudi. They didn't subpoena this girl Capricorn Clark and all of this shit. They didn't subpoena those people. Those people were involved in certain situations within this case. Now, some of those people testifying for immunity. That's what I'm saying to you. Yeah, they give.
I'm saying the government you could testify. You could be a part of a criminal act, and the government could just decline to prosecute. They don't have to give you immunity for your testimony.
Wait a minute. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is some of these people were involved in certain criminal acts. In order for them to get out of that, they're going to testify for the government for immunity. The
That's
government
not
don't want.
immunity. Immunity is something
Listen.
specific.
I'm talking about what they said about this guy, the white guy that got on there. He got immunity for his cooperation.
Okay, that's
which
one
is the
person.
guy who cleaned up the rooms. Now,
Right, that's one person.
You're right. They don't have to say that.
Join up. Hit the link if y'all want.
Listen, I'm gonna say
The
this.
guy that cleaned up the room, that's George Kaplan.
Yeah, George. I mean, I don't want to say his name and all of that. I'm just saying the white guy.
Name, bro. Everybody knows his name, bro. It's the man.
Right. If it's public record, it's public record.
His mama know it.
Listen, Uda, why you think I keep saying allegedly? I don't want to, I ain't with putting people's names and shit. I'm just saying.
Nah, nigga, he was in the court, bro. His ass is 2 years.
Right. If he was in the courtroom, it ain't alleged no more.
Them niggas all snitched on Diddy anyway. Them niggas all snitched on Diddy anyway, nigga. We ain't harboring no rats, bro. The nigga named George Kaplan, bro.
Now I want to see. I want to say this. Yeah, he's the one. George is the one that they gave immunity to for his testimony because he was cleaning up rooms after the acts were taking place. So he was involved with the crime by cleaning up the rooms after the acts were taken. Because that means you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So
right, he after the fact, right?
Now listen, I'm using that to say what I was saying earlier, which is part of they can charge him with RICO because he hired this guy for a different position at first. He didn't hire him to clean up rooms. That's not what he first hired him for.
That's not RICO.
Listen to me. This is a form of it. He hired him he hired him within his company, and then he used them after he hired him within his company. He used them for criminal activity later on. What are you talking about?
That's not.
Yes,
that's not RICO, bro. RICO is a criminal. It's not. RICO is a criminal organization. I keep trying to explain that to you, man.
We talking about became. We're not talking about what it started as. This way you.
I never see you keep saying what it started as. You keep saying what it started as. You got to prove that no, I'm not. I'm saying that there is no criminal organization. They haven't proven no criminal organization. Read the documents. Read the testimony.
To you what they're trying to do.
You keep saying what they trying to do.
Yeah, what they trying to do is about what they can do and what they gonna do.
Listen, what I'm saying to you. I'm saying trying to do because this is the picture they're painting now, and that's just what people are not getting.
Okay.
Listen, he hired these people for specific positions within his company. He then used these people to commit criminal acts after hiring them within his company. That is a RICO. Once he takes employees from the company and he uses them in criminal activity, it's a RICO because they work for the company. This is what you're failing to realize.
That's not what RICO is, bro.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
John Gotti and them started out as a RICO. They were doing criminal activity from the gate.
Right. Their affiliation was organized crime. Their affiliation was organized crime. That's what a RICO is.
Bruh. Organized crime can become later. It don't have to start that way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You going on the start of a RICO case. I'm going and falling into a RICO case. That's the difference. The government is able to say that he fell into a RICO act within his company with his employees doing criminal activity for him later within the company. That is a RICO.
Okay. This how I know you. I ain't gonna say I know you off or whatever, but this is what I'm saying. Okay, take the Big U case. Listen now, take the Big U case. Take Young Thug case. From the onset, from the beginning of the trial, they told you what the organization was.
And the laws are different. Don't use that.
No, it's not. The RICO is the same. The RICO is the same.
No, it's not. Look it up.
It is.
State and RICO and the feds is not the same.
The law is the same.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Federal law is totally different from the state law. Look it up.
Listen, the federal RICO statute and the state RICO statutes are written the same way.
You on a computer? Can you look that up for me? Anybody on a computer, please?
Of course, state and federal law is different, but RICO is. I'm saying, state and federal law is different, but that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm telling you. just like committing an M in the state and committing an M in the feds. It's the same exact charge. It's the same exact crime.
Listen, on that aspect of it, but have somebody on this panel which has a computer. I'm gonna say this to you. Have them look up a RICO statute in the state law and a RICO statute in the federal law and look at the difference. That's all I want to say. I don't want to say nothing else.
Okay, so since you said that, let me say this. The federal RICO law.
Say nothing. I want
listen. Okay, why they doing that? I'm gonna land this plane. The federal RICO law came first. The states adopted the federal RICO law in the states. The federal RICO law is not what the states use to charge RICO. They use the state RICO law, which is written in the state house by the state legislators. Most of them adopted the same exact wording as the federal law. This is what I'm telling you. The YSL case, they charged them boys with being in an ongoing criminal organization by saying that YSL was a street gang. In the Big U case, they are charging them boys with being in a racketeering organized criminal organization by calling it the Big U Enterprise. In this case, they have not even named what the criminal organization was.
Bruh,
that's what I'm telling you.
He used his businesses.
I know what you're saying. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
That's what they're saying now. The government is saying that, and you not comprehending what I'm saying. You going around.
I am. You're not listening to what I'm saying because you just want to be right.
What you're saying, and you just said
you just want to be right.
The state law and the federal law is different on RICO charges.
On RICO, it says the federal needs something about like six statutes to get to a federal RICO. A state needs 3, I think, or something like that to get you to a RICO or something like that.
All right, now listen. I want you to read the way those statutes are written up. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Federal law and state law is totally different. It's different.
It's a lot.
But you arguing the point that we're not arguing. Okay,
no,
that's fine.
We were on that point because you said that the federal RICO statute and the state RICO statute is the same, which is not.
That ain't what I said. What I said was the states adopted the federal RICO law when they wrote their law. The federal law came first. That's what they used to bring down the mafia, the La Costa Nostra.
Look that up, Izzy. Look that up.
What? Look up what?
Look up.
See, different states, all the states don't have RICO. All the states don't have RICO, and all the states don't call it RICO.
I'm going to say this.
They call it something different.
I'm going to say this. I want you to look up if the state adopted the RICO law from the feds, from the federal government. I want you to look that up.
Okay.
Because the federal guidelines and all of that came about in the 80s. That ain't nothing old.
RICO wasn't even on the books at first. It was a law that they created to bring down these organizations. The organization already exists. This crime was already going on.
Right.
They wrote a new law to bring down these organizations.
Federal governments didn't have a law for drug charges. At one point, you had to have pharmaceutical drugs to go to jail for drugs in the feds. They then took 841B1A and B1C and B whatever the next statute is and made it into regular narcotics laws.
Listen,
regular narcotics laws.
Listen, let me say this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, RICO was first created at the federal level. Yes, many states adopted their own RICO-style statutes tailored to state-level prosecutions. So what Ted is saying is actually right. You know what I'm saying? It was federal, and the states adopted it, and each state do it different. Just like he's saying, like they call it something different or whatever.
Right.
So it seems that each state goes about it in a different way to their own merits as well.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
But that's not what I'm saying is this. The state RICO law is different from the federal RICO law. That's a fact.
I said that.
He said that.
I said that. But what I'm saying is, in these cases,
and I had somebody look it up. I said it was different. You said it's not.
What I'm saying when I said it wasn't different, because what I'm saying is not okay. It's different because one is fed and one is state. That makes it different right there.
It's totally
That make it
different in
different
the
right there.
statutes. In the statutes of it is totally different. That's a difference in the
Totally
law
different.
itself.
Totally different is not correct and exact, because totally different would mean that it means something different when it don't. It means the same exact thing.
Wait. The statutes on RICO in the state and the statutes on RICO in the feds are different.
They mean the same thing.
They listen. I'm gonna say it again. They're different.
Okay, so you're right, dude. You're right. You're right and I'm wrong. It's a moot point, though. It's a moot point because it ain't taken away from what I'm saying.
Now,
but you got to be able to explain the differences. You know what I'm saying? Because
right, and that's what I'm saying. It's different because there's differences in the way they sentence you, the way the laws are written, and all of that. That's totally different. It has the same.
That's not
name.
totally different. Totally different would mean that it would mean something different. It does not mean anything different. It means the exact same thing, that you are participating in an ongoing criminal organization. And the first step in proving that is to prove that the organization itself exists. That's why, hold on. That's why it was so important that Sammy the Bull testified that La Costa Nostra is not a myth, that it's an actual thing that exists. They had to have somebody to prove that the thing that they were saying existed actually existed. So the first thing they had to do was prove that somebody was in the organization that they was trying to charge you with. They have not proven that yet in the Puff Daddy case.
I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this again. In this case right here, we're not talking about the origin of his businesses.
You the only one saying that. You the only one saying that. That is not what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you the one that burned up all his businesses and the origins, bro. What you talking
about? Who?
You talking about his combs and the businesses?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the criminal organ.
Not you, Ted. He but
okay. Right. Exactly.
I'm breaking down how they can form a RICO within his businesses because he was the owner and he hired these people and this is what's taking place within their checks don't come from whatever him. They come from a business.
They come from the enterprise or whatever the hell it comes from.
Right. And if you hired these people to commit acts after they were hired by your
right. I got you. You done said that 1,000 times. Right. You said that 1,000 times. We got that. Listen. Okay, Uda, you in the courtroom every day. You understand what I'm saying about YSL and the Big U Enterprise. What is the name of the RICO organization that Puffy is running?
Nothing, and he's there by himself too. This shit is just weird.
Exactly. That's my point.
How they're trying to prove it. I'm not saying that.
That is my point.
I hope they don't. What I'm saying to
they have not even proven that the organization exists, much less that it's an ongoing criminal enterprise. They haven't even proven that.
Listen to
just because I hire somebody to do something for me, do not make that a criminal organization.
Okay.
It do not. No matter what kind of crimes I had them doing or whatever.
I'm gonna break it down to you again.
Look, if a Chase Real says feds and state is totally different. That's why they say the state adopted their own RICO. How is it the same? Feds are different.
All right, let's say this.
You did adopt the feds.
Let's get past that point.
This is how we're gonna break it down, just like this. All right.
Okay.
When was the federal RICO established? 1970, under the Organized Crime Control Act. The goal go after organized crime syndicates by linking multiple criminal acts, racketeering, to an ongoing criminal enterprise. Now, when did states start adopting these RICO laws? Now, the states began adopting their own RICO laws style mostly in the 1980s and the 1990s, recognizing the power of RICO style prosecution in dealing with gangs, drug trafficking, and white-collar crime. Now, here are examples. Florida adopted its RICO statute in 1977. It was one of the earliest. New York uses the enterprise corruption under Penal Law 460 enacted in 1986. And Georgia adopted the state RICO in 1980. Later,
okay, stop right there, Oda. What do the word adopted mean? They took it from something else.
They took it from someone else, so it's not totally different. It's from it.
Right. From what? From the federal law.
From the family that it comes from. It is adopted, homie.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's what I said. That the states adopted their own
the manuscript
their
of it
own
to
though.
the state level.
Right.
They adopted their own though. It can't. If it was the same, they adopt the same federal guys, but they adopted their own.
Yeah,
shit.
remember every state is like its own island. Remember,
Yeah.
every state comes together to form the United States. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Right,
just
right,
like
right,
when they
right.
say, yo, you go to PA, you get bagged, yo, bro. You know it's Commonwealth and all that. Even though it's all state, you get locked up out there with the state. They'll rock you out there like Pennsylvania and them certain little states. You know what I'm saying?
Commonwealth uses the federal
Like that's
laws
Commonwealth
also.
states. You know what I'm saying? So they got their thing that they do.
Commonwealth uses the kind of federal guidelines similar to the federal guidelines. That's what
You
Commonwealth
see what I'm saying? But
does.
they rock with their own thing on their own way. You see what I'm saying? So we
Right.
I mean,
They Commonwealth is similar to the federal guidelines. They send you the same.
Okay, so let's go back to what we were saying, because we got into a rabbit hole about something that we wasn't talking about. The reason that I brought up state RICO and federal RICO was because I was explaining to you that in the YSL trial, remember I said this now, that they proved that Young Thug and his cohorts were in an organization, which was YSL. Then they had to prove that the organization itself was a criminal organization. Young Thug's defense was it's not a criminal organization. It is a what? Record label. They haven't even charged Puffy with being in no organization yet. In the Big U RICO indictment, they calling his organization the Big U Enterprise. They also tied him to being a part of another organization, which is the Rolling 60s, but they separating it by calling it the Big U Enterprise. So not only is he a Rolling 60s gang member, but he also got his own enterprise, which commits crimes. That's how he is getting a RICO charge. In the perfect case, they haven't even went nowhere close to none of that.
I'm going to say it again. RICO don't have to start when you start your business.
You keep saying start. You got to be in part of an organization at some point in time, though.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. It becomes an organization from the acts you commit on a longevity standpoint. They make it an organization. Just listen, I'm going to say this to you. That's not
law, though.
That is.
Look, if they word it away, it's like it's a Rolling 60s RICO.
Listen, this case, this Puffy case, this Diddy case.
Right. They actually call it in the indictment. They actually call it the Big U Enterprise to separate the Rolling 60s itself from the actual Big U Enterprise part of it.
What I'm also tell you this.
Probably because of the money.
The feds is not going to put something on the indictment that they can't get relevancy from. They won't do that. I'm telling you that. Something I know.
I'm saying, okay.
They're not going to listen.
The feds got a 97% conviction rate because of
plea deals. Only because of plea deals. People
right.
Plea deals. People plead
right.
deals.
That's what I'm about to. That's what I was about to say. So that don't mean that everything they say is gospel.
Before, yes.
Right. Now, that don't mean that everything they say is gospel. In the Big Meech case,
we're talking about
the Mexican Suarez took the feds to court and beat them.
Okay, listen, you're correct. People have beaten the feds. What I'm saying to you is this. We're talking about an indictment here. They indicted this man under
those are allegations.
Those are not allegations. When they indict you, those are not allegations. You got to fight.
Yes, they are. That's all they is allegations. They ain't been proven in court. They not proven in court.
Allegation until they prove
you're right. I'm bugging out. I'm going ahead of time. What I'm saying is this.
I'm running to the restroom.
All right. He's allegedly he's indicted for these acts. Yeah. He's not been proven guilty yet. He's indicted for RICO, X trafficking, and all that. Now listen, I'm trying to give you the reasoning for them indicting him under that magnitude. That's what I'm trying to give you now. That's why they indicted him for it. You saying
your reasoning was that they was trying to take his money. That's why they put him up under the RICO. I accepted that. I took that. I took that.
Reasoning for them,
but then you missing
using it.
Right. You missing what I'm saying though.
I agree.
What I'm saying is they haven't proven the RICO because they haven't established. Listen,
you a way that
because they haven't established the organization yet. You still got to prove the organization exists before you even get to the acts.
And I'm trying to say this. What I'm saying to you is this. I'm not saying he committed a RICO act. I'm telling you how the feds are trying to paint it.
I understand that. What I'm saying is,
what I'm saying. So he's not.
We ain't got to get in a rabbit hole the way they're trying to paint it. We can actually see what's going on in the case,
right?
And what's
being
painted. We could actually talk about what's actually being painted and no speculation. We could talk about what's actually being painted. I got transcripts. I got all the work. But
okay, in the transcripts, what is the organization that he is a part of?
No, it's not like an organization. You got a couple of people that basically that work for him, that maybe be doing some shit for him. But is he telling them to do it? Some of them he is. But a lot of times, like I said, you working with these people, everybody got their own intention. Maybe they doing shit for them because they want to get money. Who knows what the fuck is going on?
Hey,
all kind of ulterior motives of these people. You know what I'm saying?
So part of the RICO, is you have to prove the organization.
I thought RICO
I would thought you'd have to. Yes, that's what I thought.
Listen,
it was.
That you making money off of crime.
They're not saying that anymore. You used to, form of it, far as what we know, far as me being in the federal system and watching people get RICO charges. Yes, they did prove the organization and all that first, and then they went. In this case, they're not handling it that way. They trying to handle it with like he's forming the organization by telling the workers to do things in criminal activity. That's the way they're trying to form it now. But back then they did it. Now we get into where we could conclude what we're saying.
I got you. Hey, look, let me say this right quick. I got to deal. Hey, Uda, appreciate you stopping by. Izzy, good looking out. Care, I appreciate it all the time. But I really got to run right now. Y'all pull up on us tonight, man. We'll keep chopping it up.
For sure,
definitely. For sure. That's what I was saying to Uda, what we concluded now. That at one point, they did have to. Well, I ain't even gonna say they had to. They did prove the criminal organization first. In this case, they're not trying to do it that way. They're doing it within the actual acts of what's going on, trying to say that he turned his enterprises into a RICO act.
I'm looking forward to working together.
Listen, keep this. At the end of the day, they trying to do whatever they're trying to do. We don't see it yet, bro. Regardless of what you say, we
don't see it yet.
We
not even me.
Yeah. Okay, we don't see it yet. But remember, they still got a couple more weeks to go.
Right.
We don't know in which victims or what the hell they got going, but I do know that throughout all they witnesses, they are all corroborating each other in some shape, form, or fashion. But all of the witnesses that they are calling has inconsistencies with their testimonies. That in the beginning, when they first spoke to government, I mean, like damn near all of them, barring Cassie, but when they spoke to the government in the beginning, they never said all these things alleged about Puff. They didn't say he was doing this, he was on a yay and this and that, and he was wilding with the strap. They didn't say a lot of these things until years later. Now they want to say something. So what? Was you trying to get money? Did you get money the whole time? Was you trying to shake Puff down on the low? We don't know. You probably got money, want more money. So we don't know why people do things. There's a lot of intentions of why people do things, but we do know today that Diddy's lawyers pushed for a mistrial today. That's what happened. That's one of the big things that happened today.
Yeah.
And the judge is ruling on that shit. So I'm going to read a little bit on that, just a little bit, because, this is a big thing that happened today. Because they really was trying to, I heard before they tried to push for it.
They tried to, the guy from, the guy from the state, from Atlanta. What's the guy?
Diddy's lawyers.
Diddy's lawyer. He did it first.
Lawyer pushed for the
other day. He pushed for it the other day.
The other day he tried it. Now, Brian still. They tried for it the other day. It'd be denied. But today, they also tried to think. So, they said Sean Diddy Combs' defense team filed a motion for a mistrial during his ongoing federal SEX trafficking and racketeering trial, citing concerns over prosecutorial conduct related to the testimony about the 2012 firebombing of rapper Kid Cudi's car. Now, the grounds for the mistrial motion. The motion stemmed from testimony by Los Angeles Fire Department arson investigator Lance Jimenez, who stated that Fingerprint evidence collected from the scene was destroyed months after the incident. Prosecutors questioned Jimenez about the unusual nature of this destruction and who might have authorized it. Defense attorney Alondra Shapiro argued that this line of questioning was prejudicial, suggesting to the jury that Combs had the influence to interfere with police investigation, thereby implying guilt beyond the evidence presented. Now, the judge's ruling. The judge District Judge Aron, denied the mistrial request, determining that the prosecution's questions did not constitute misconduct and were not prejudicial enough to warrant a mistrial. He instructed the jury to disregard the testimony about the destroyed fingerprint evidence, aiming to mitigate any potential bias. Now, this trial still continues right now, but that is one of the, key things that happened today, besides the other testimony, because that it was just mainly police official, fire department people here today that was testifying. So that was something that happened, and they started to push the line with. So y'all could continue.
I can't wait till they get to the defense.
I want them to call Jonathan Adi, bro. What are you talking about? I want to hear what he got to say.
I can't wait till they get to the defense part, so that I want to see who the defense is gonna call.
I know, bro.
Because I'm saying that because
they're gonna call James Cruz. Defense
I
gonna
feel
call
that
James
they're
Cruz.
I feel that they're gonna.
You can't call Clive as a.
Listen, they're gonna call people that I listen. I feel that the defense is gonna call people that I know personally, because people that I know personally have been named in this trial already. Okay. And I feel that the defense is gonna call the people that I know.
Tell the people the truth. They about to call you, bro. You was in a
They ain't calling me.
What's going on,
they
bro?
ain't calling me.
You was in the party, bro. What
happened, bro? They ain't calling me.
Move around. Let's see some oil on the sheets, man.
They ain't calling me.
Man, with the baby, all that, man.
They ain't call. I don't deal with none of that stuff, brother. They ain't calling me.
I already know the vibes, man.
They gonna call Knowledge Cap. They gonna like.
I don't know. I'm thinking like, I don't know who they gonna call. I'm thinking like,
I'm saying this. They haven't presented the evidence to charge that man as of yet in the RICO case.
But you're gonna get what you're thinking about probably tomorrow, because the woman that's gonna come and speak. Remember when the Jane Doe talk and Mia? Remember, maybe victim number 3 is out of here, allegedly Gina, but Jane Doe and them, I think they was in freak offs and all of that, bro. They talking about like they was in freak offs. So when you say, look, that was his girlfriend and these other women wasn't his girlfriend, they was like working for him and they was up in freak offs. So that could be crazy and damning and going about establishing a lot of things that you're trying to say. So I understand where you was going at with the conversation that you're going at. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I look kind of further into the case, being that I fought a federal case myself, and I know how these people work. How they can look like they losing for the first 7 weeks, and it's an 8-week trial, and then the last week they come and they just slam all this shit on you, and then 2 weeks later
move the goalposts.
We like, yo, how the fuck he get found guilty when all of this shit for all these other weeks had him looking great? I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen dudes come back to the unit. Yeah, I'm looking good. This happened today. Yo, look, this, that, the 30, breaking it all down. And in the last week, he looked like he gonna win the whole case. And in the last week, the last 3 days, they punish him. I've seen it, man.
Them niggas got the best team that he gonna have, though. I'm telling you, I'll be around them lawyers. I talk to them. I'll show y'all videos right now. Me and Brian Steele Dolo, me and motherfucker.
Brian Steele, yeah, that's a good man right there.
The next lawyer talking Dolo. I got them Dolo videos. I'm gonna upload them shit.
No, I'm not.
I'm just saying though, that team.
Yeah, that's a hell of a team. That's a hell of a team,
bro. What's the first girl? And people is on it. What's the name of the first female lawyer that went at Cassie? The first one.
Oh, that was the white lady. I think that wasn't Shapiro, one of them, or Garagos or something.
Let me tell you, whoever she
was,
she ain't no joke.
I think Garagos, I think it was.
Now she the truth.
Garagos went against her. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But no, she was real. She did the right thing.
Yeah,
everybody, this shit is like a orchestrated, like a music, like a play or something, because the way because Brian Steele came out first and ran down on Flores. Brian Steele ran down on Flores. Then the tall dude Donaldson ran down on the escort Phillips, and and then they sent Garagos, I think it is, the lady at Cassie. Then at dawn, they sent Nicole Westmoreland, the black lady from Atlanta that cooked her. Then, yo, bro, how they working though? The defense is working.
Yeah, the defense team.
Yeah, how
I've
much
been
he paid for
saying
that?
it this whole joint.
They
The
working though,
defense
bro.
team.
The
What you
defense
say?
is doing
What you say, Tiny?
Now I'm saying how much you think he paid for that? For that
Oh, man,
defense?
he's still paying more, bro. He just hired a new person the other day, bro. He got a new lawyer.
10 million? Like 10, 20 million?
Still going up. Still going up.
Yeah,
bro.
still going up. He paid $10
Shit.
million for the first team he had. Now we hired somebody knew he got to pay more money.
You know that. That's more bread, bro. That's bread.
That motherfucker Brian still eating, man. That nigga just made like probably what 20 this year. Brian still.
Hey,
Brian still got the bag, bro. He got the
Yeah,
bag.
he eating good, bitch.
But he got to win this case, bro. He got to win this case, bro. So at the end of the day, it's like the movie Devil Advocate, bro. You can't be. I mean, you got to be in it to win it. You got to win your cases. Whether you think person innocent or not, you got to win your cases. And Brian still ain't the type of lawyer to be picking cases that he don't think he could win. I'm in the court talking with people that work with him in Atlanta, and they like, listen, I work with Brian in Atlanta. And he's like, she's a no nonsense. He's a good lawyer. He's a great attorney, but he's taking cases, even if you may deem it crazy, if you may think, but he feel he could beat it. Just like Brian told me to my face, he said, I'm going to beat this case. You're going to beat this.
I like the way he was talking though, like how he was saying, like he gonna fight with his last blood, sweat, and tears for your for your case.
That. You mean it, bro? His record, his integrity on the line, and it's like that, bro. You want that from a lawyer.
Uda, I want to say
this. Let me just say this last thing. You want that from a lawyer, though, because your life is on the line, your freedom on the line. And regardless of what he's got, because we all got our own intentions why we do things. Maybe it's his record of why he want to do it. He ain't trying to lose nothing. So you ain't trying to lose, and he ain't trying to lose. So that's the type of vibe you want from your lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
He's trying
to
keep his integrity.
You don't want to take a loss on the case. It ain't about you. You know what I'm saying?
He's trying to keep his integrity as a winning attorney on top.
Period.
That's what he's trying to do.
Period. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of vibe you would want out of a lawyer, bro. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even trying to lose. It ain't about you.
Now, winning this case, if Puffy only gets charged for what they found, which is no time, they didn't find enough of it. They didn't find enough drugs and all that shit. But it's physical evidence.
Yeah.
And 90% of the cases of magnitude like this, when they find physical evidence, you will be found guilty for that part of it. Now, if he only gets found guilty for the physical evidence, by the time this trial is over, he probably got to do like 8 more months. He's going to be out of prison. He won.
What do you think about the physical evidence of it? Remember, they still trying to prove an ex-trafficking.
Yes.
No.
You
know what I mean? So that's what
I'm
I mean.
saying.
That might have been a swing for the fence. The ex-trafficking might have been a swing for the fence on him. Is what I'm saying. They might have swung too far on him with certain things.
Right. Yeah.
If they really charged him for things that they could really just prove straight, flat out, they would have proved it from the first couple of days. They would have proved it. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever the defense would do, they would do. You know what I'm saying? But they dragging this thing out, trying to shoot for the stars.
I just gave you a scenario of how it happens. In the beginning, I've seen guys. I've watched guys go to court, go to trial every day, and they come back. Yo, we busting their ass. We busting their ass. And then at the end of it, they come with that government uppercut, and there's no return, and they beat you. I've seen this on numerous occasions.
That's how they do you, bro. No,
and
that's
I'm
how
trying
they
to
do
give
you. They
y'all,
keep a trick up the sleeve, homie.
Right.
That's how they do you.
They do that in the States too.
That's how they do
that in the States too.
That's how they do you. That's a fact.
You know, so I'm saying this. Puffy's attorneys are looking excellent right now. Now
they trying their best out there, bro. They trying their best out there.
They doing
These the best lawyers money can buy.
I give it to them hands down. They doing their thing, man. I just hope that they don't got nothing in the last week to come and fuck him around.
Whoa.
That's what I'm hoping for, man. They don't got nothing within the last week of this.
Man, this ass going to ADX.
Damn, ADX, nuts. Nasty word.
Too much power. You like Big U, bro?
I know, bro.
Rich ass Big U.
Yeah, rich ass Big U. Yeah.
You can't give up a trial? Niggas ain't giving him a fair trial. You already
like
said,
Suge, bro.
Yeah, he was going head up with Suge and shit, bro. He not covering them niggas down, all type of shit.
Like Suge, bro. He's like a Suge Knight, bro. Remember, them niggas look up to Suge, son. You and all them niggas. Them niggas, Suge was that nigga, regardless of whoever think they is, nigga. Suge was that dude, nigga, period.
Yeah, but Puffy took
Puff
his ass to war.
Like Suge. Yeah. Puff is like a Suge, son. So you might look at him, he dancing and he wearing a suit and he got the head with the shiny shit, but no. Puff is a real dude, too. He will wow you up. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, yeah. Puff. Allegedly. I ain't trying to put no other charges on you, brother.
Oh, no. Yeah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing
that. You got enough you dealing with out there right now, bro. Straight. But you know, I'm there at the court, so you know it's swayed, man. Some people coming out, he's guilty. People coming out, nah, he's not guilty. Yo, nah. So you know what I mean? It's a lot, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna have these sides, but all we can do is just try to get to the information. The same way how I covering the Cuffy case, the big meats, the same thing. We just
what's up with the
we just want to make
I heard he had a 5-year plea deal. A 5-year plea deal offer.
A 15-year plea. I think it was 15, bro.
15? Ooh.
15. You got to deny that, bro. Come on, you ain't taking no 15s willingly right now. Fuck off. Fuck off, bro.
What, he had to do like what, 14? Because he been in there a year? Do like 12?
Yeah, bro. You got to do a lot of time, bro. You ain't trying to do that right now. Did he? Ain't trying to
do like 58.
He's trying to fight that real quick, boom. Even if it break down, hopefully, and then he could probably get a little 5 or something come up out of there or something. Know what I mean? That's just worst case scenario. That's his worst case thinking, hopefully. But you know, but the charges that he got is basically like 15-year sentences or more that I think they carry. So it's like that's how they charge them like that. So it's like hit or miss with this thing. So it's not like they have some other things to say, all right, he got 10 years, he could get the 7 or the 10 for this, regardless. Then he could get the 15 for this, and then he get the 20s and then like for this. So it's just like 15. I'm saying, so it's either swing or miss. So it either hit it or they don't.
What do you think?
Man, I think
they're gonna split it. Do I think they're gonna hit it?
You think they're gonna hit it? No, did he?
I think that they swinging for it, but you know what's the scary part? Because it's not about that, because everybody's really not seeing a RICO like that, and we all talking the same, and we have a public opinion, and them jurors watching us too. They acting like they lying. They watching us. Yeah. But at the end of the day, look, the prosecution could come out and make this shit. Remember, you've been to court, you've been locked up, you've been lied on, so you already know them niggas are lying you. So, right, I mean, they'll come and say what they allege, right? Boom. And then the jury will sit there and be like, yeah, yo, this could be true. So that's the scariest thing, is that the jury can say, yo, this could be true. So it don't matter if it's a real RICO or old-fashioned RICO, it's the right one. You got old people, all kind of people in here. They're like, you know what? They beating that girl up. Yo, you know what? I don't know. It sound like trafficking to me. She was in Ibiza. She was here. She was there. So you just got to, I mean, so that's why Young Thug did not go to the thing. That's why he took the deal at the end, because Brian Still's mad at him because he never wanted him to plea out at all, because he knew that he was going to beat that. But Young Thug did not want to put his freedom in that hands of them people, bro, because it could have went wrong for him based on some random ass Joes that's going to say yes or no on you.
Yeah.
Like Melly and shit. Like that Melly case.
I mean,
that's state though.
What state? They gonna let him out?
See that Thug, that's state. That's a state case. So it's like, it's just different shit, bro. Like them politics kind of like different. Like is as
the Melly
like
case is
99% conviction rate, bro. Like most people taking pleas, or you finna get cooked at trial, bro, on some federal shit.
Makes sense. But the YNW Melly case is I think it's state. That's just state.
Yeah, but I'm saying how he was saying, like, all it takes is like one little dumbass to be like, oh no, he did it. And fuck up the whole shit.
That's offending. Because
they should have been let that nigga out on bond or something. But
my nigga, who you talking about? Why Melly?
Yeah, Melly.
I feel like they're already fucking charging that nigga. Like that they already pled him. Like that they already cruised. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like he's supposed to be out on bond, bro. Like they ain't trying to get him on the bond, bro.
Like what's going on with that kid? He be just sitting in jail. Like what's happening? That nigga been
That
sitting
shit
in jail
really
for a
like
minute.
that's like some illegal shit. Like, bro, take me to trial. Like, I can't just hold me on the same shit for 20 years.
No, that's a fact.
Or give me a bond. What up?
That's a fact. What's gonna happen? That nigga, they gonna let that nigga out first. They gonna have to let him out. You think so?
Shit, I don't. They got to.
Yeah, they gonna have to let that nigga out. That's a fact.
Or the feds might pick that shit up.
Nah,
because it's a body.
I don't
it's
think
like two bodies. Shit, they can pick that shit up, bro.
I don't think they don't got enough on them. But now they want certain people to talk or something like that. They probably not doing it, so I don't know. I feel like they gonna have to let them out. Like they gonna have to let that. Why? Like, how can they hold them so long like that? That's different,
bro. That case crazy as fuck. It's like they talking about his lawyers like doing witness tampering and all type of crazy shit.
Oh yeah, his lawyer was thugging.
Talking about the lawyers.
Lawyer was thugging Dundada. Like, what the fuck, nigga? The lawyer was thugging, nigga. What the lawyer get knocked off for?
Nah, they can't prove it. I don't know what, bro. That shit weird as fuck to me,
One
bro.
of the lawyers got knocked off. One of the lawyers.
They took her off. They took her off the case.
Yeah,
I think she's still on that bitch. I think she might still be on that bitch.
Nah, they locked her up. She got knocked off like a body or some shit. I would think. Fuck around. That's crazy, nigga. YNW Men's lawyer that got knocked off. He's a real one.
They got the lawyer, goddamn, sending threats and shit.
Yeah, that's what happened, right?
Well, no, that's what they saying. I don't believe that shit. That's what they saying. The courts, like, I don't know, because like she's still,
they can bring anything up.
She's still on the case. Yeah, she on the case still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be they could probably made up a lie, nigga, just to get him off the case. Just to get her off the case, they trying to make up a lie so she could get off the case, Dundada. And he, you know what I'm saying? It could be fucked up because he's gonna win probably. He's gonna beat this shit, Dundada. Like, look what the fuck, he already is already a mistrial. So it seems like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't want to let that nigga go, boy. They like, that shit crazy. Like,
I hear witnesses are disappearing. I don't know what witnesses. What? She came back. She got knocked off. His girl.
nah, his his girl was like the witness, and she like dipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, she dipped or some shit.
Yeah, that is fact. Nah, I think that nigga's gonna beat that. What? I feel like that nigga gonna beat that.
Crazy, bro. That shit like a fucking. This shit be like really like some roll of the dice shit, bro.
The situation was stupid as fuck, but he might beat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck will you stage the situation? Like, what the fuck you? He's dumb as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for him doing all that shit, like, he been watching too much true crime or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's a different type of individual.
I mean, I don't think he did that shit, but if he did do it, bro, I think that shit was like some voodoo shit, bro. Niggas fucking with that voodoo, that woo.
Oh,
you feel me? Niggas trying to like sacrifice some niggas and shit real quick. And you see that shit, it worked, but like, I don't know, cause he rich as fuck.
That nigga rich as fuck.
He might come out this shit too. So it's like, nigga, if he did, nigga fucking with that woo.
I hope he does. But damn, he been knocked up for like 8, right?
Oh,
How long
bro.
has it been? Like 5?
Shit, like 8, bro. Like damn near 8, right? Like 2017, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. That's a minute, nigga.
Nigga just been sitting, bro.
That's different right there, bro.
Bitch say nigga grill fucking. You know how niggas get the permanents and shit. Nigga say nigga teeth fucking
Nah, he actually been sitting for 8 years.
dead homies.
He might as well have just took a plea deal or some shit. But nah, like what the fuck?
That nigga for
8 years.
Nigga, a plea deal for 2 bodies in Florida. Nigga, that's a death penalty. Nigga, life.
Nah, I'm not saying a plea deal, but damn.
That nigga said a plea deal. Ain't no deal, nigga.
Nigga, he's supposed to be free right now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you trying to get a bond.
Right
Yeah, you
so
trying.
damn, you already the 8, nigga. You already the 8, and you're supposed to be free. That's different.
Yeah, he trying to get out on bond. They won't give him a bond. But
what the fuck are they doing with him? They just holding him. That's just different. They just holding this nigga, Dandara. You see your boy Larry Hoover, Dandara, got pardoned. NBA YoungBoy got pardoned. NBA YoungBoy about to start touring now.
oh yeah, you already know that boy Hoover home. Shit, we going up right now.
Now that's back.
What, you 6?
What you say?
That boy say Hoover home. What, you 6?
Said your whole nation 6 now. You heard? What's that, folks?
Yeah, I'm already knowing. Yeah.
I know you already, I know that's what you fuck with. Yeah. The whole nation 6 now. That's what you call it, 6?
Nigga said make America 6 again.
I mean, that's what he did. He don't gotta make it again. But it's solidified now.
What that nigga back there munching on?
I was in a Doughboy. Don't lie. That's what they were going. With the ice cream and shit like that. But that shit all going too. Alright. Light shit, Dandara.
Yeah.
Shit,
you rolling up over there?
I ain't about to do nothing. I'm about to fucking end this segment though, Dandara. You heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to say something positive before I leave here, son? You want to leave on a good note?
Shit, stay dangerous.
You heard? Alright, Tiny. Yo, GG's, Dandara, Hyena, Scuba Dog, learn from Scuba Steve, stay aware more aware than never, Dandara. The life's what you make it. You can't love it, you can't hate it. It's simply what you make it. Stand on business, you heard? Ooh.